Hello everyone and welcome to this beautiful, amazing Monday afternoon. And oh my, we've got some good games. It's week 7 of the second split of the Valorant League, and wow, I mean, it's just great to be back. Unfortunately, guys, we are going to be doing a solo cast, so if you enjoy my voice, you are in for a treat. We might have someone join in the middle of the cast, but we will see, obviously, how that goes. For now, though, we have got one hell of a game ahead of us. Quantify Force, the team that is the team to beat, the team that is unbeatable. They have gone 6-6 in their record after that incredible 3-game series against Frostbite Mystics, just scraping it with a 2-1, incredible back and forth in draft, and they go up against Outlaw Cowboys, their last game of this split, but it is an important one as they are one of the teams that might be relegated from this group stage if they hope to get into the single eliminations. We will have a look at the scoreboard now. But as you see up in front, we have Quantify Force 6-6 undefeated, the team to beat when it comes to that single elimination. Probably the team that we're going to be seeing in finals, given that Frostbite Mystics and Force, due to how the single elimination works, they'll probably get buys in the first round. We'll see each other in that final. That could be amazing. But don't discount Outlaw Cowboys. Their win against Frostbite Mystics last week, not Frostbite Mystics, Frostbite Mayhem, was huge in giving them that crucial win that they needed to make sure that they don't get eliminated, although they still might. 3 teams will be leaving us at the end of week 8, which will be next week. I am very good at maths, I swear. And yeah, Outlaw Cowboys did a lot with that victory. The 2 other victories that they won were against Frostbite Mayhem, the win they got from Limelight Avalon due to them forfeiting, although I believe they won that series anyway, and also their win against Ablaze Academy. So they've certainly beat the teams that they're supposed to beat if they want to get out of elimination and into that single elimination. So we will see, but Quantify Force, I mean, this is a team that's just gone absolutely unstoppable. I mean, let's just read their rosters right here. We have got in the top lane, we've got Styler replacing Forks, who had to come in as a substitute against Frostbite Mystics. Was very good nonetheless, but it will not be Forks in the top lane, it will be Styler. And following down, we will have the same roster of Big Boy Stevo, Cassandra, Z-Red X, which he told me to not mispronounce. He also, a lot of people call him Z, but I feel like I don't want to do that because if I was on cast and I'm shouting his name, I'd be like Z, and I feel like it's quite like a Ronaldo Sue, and I don't know if I want to do that. It'll be fun. I don't know. We might try it. And then, yeah, pairing with Z-Red X is Deadly Fish, the amazing support who has just been so consistent, as is Cassandra, to be honest, in their games. Definitely can carry, but just really competent players with their heads just fixed on. I think they definitely have gone underrated when it comes to the Quantify Force's success, but that is just my opinion. We will just, as we are running a solo cast, it is solo cast and production, which, you know, is really fun. Like, it's really, it is like, it's so not stressful, and I love that. Oh, here we are. Thank you, guys. You already put me in the spectator lobby, which I love. Also, we will run through the Outlaw Cowboys logo as well, teams as well. Fairly similar, except we do have a couple of changes. Azrael Lazarus in the top lane, as usual, followed by his partner in crime, El Diablo, in the jungler. So strong as well. El Diablo can really was key on that Kane, I believe, against that Frostbite Mayhem game, winning them 2-1. I remember they had to ban it out. You know, he was really good, very underrated. We actually have SKT1, I really hope it's not SKT1 Fantasy, but Fantasy, he is being brought over. I think he played last week as well. He did as well. He is very fond of these late game scaling mages. I remember that Corki and that Vygar doing so much in the late game. It could work if you want to play late game scaling against Quantify Force, not let them get too much of an in, and see if that Corki can do damage. That's what I've done. When I get filled mid lane, I've played some semi-pro tournaments, and you know, Corki, Malzahar, it's an effective strategy for mid lane, and he pulled it off amazingly in that series. So very much a one to watch there from Fantasy. It's your TW Master in the ADC, of course. Now, if your TW Master is in chat or if he's in the lobby, could you tell me what TW is? Because I want to know, is it like Trigger Warning or is it Total War? I think it's Total War because I'm a very big Total War fan, but I just want to make sure that it's like, I don't know, who knows? I don't want, you know what, fuck it, I'm going to dox myself. TWs are also my last initials, TW. So please let me know as we see some lovely little greetings in the lobby chat, people saying hi and hello. Obviously, we need to top off the list, and that is, hang on, let me get this right. Lavendelana, who used to be the mid laner for Outlaw Cowboys, has now switched to the support. Remember her playing Lysandra, she was really good. So now switching to the support role, she's competent, she's good, and I can't wait to see what she does paired up with TW Master, a very good ADC in the bot lane. So it'll be very interesting. You know, and we can also talk about the drafts as well, as I will just quickly switch us back over to the waiting screen. When we look at Quantify Force and how teams have approached them, they have some very nasty flexes. The main one, it gets memed about even in the Quantify Discord that I've just recently joined, is that Cho'Gath, it gets flexed top, jungle, mid, support, who knows, ADC. Cho'Gath flex is something that often gets banned against them. I think it was a meme because they had like a top laner who was trying out and it's like, well, time to learn Cho'Gath. It's a champion they love to run, play around, tanky. They're not playing. I've never seen Quantify Force run something too risky in the top lane, especially when we saw against Frostbite Mystics. It was Sion, it was Cho'Gath, and that worked very well against the full AP comp that Mystics run. But that's by the by. That was a whole other thing. And also we have to talk about the Ivern. Oh my god, this Ivern! I see it in their solo queue games. It has always been banned out. But that ability to flex it from jungle support, we are playing on 13.12, but it is still a supportive menace. So good playing with protect comps. It is a bit criminal. Give us 2 minutes. Sorry guys, I actually just got like a standing desk, and when I buy a standing desk, I've currently got a desk which sits on top of it a shoe stand, which sits on top of it a coat rack, which is sitting on top of that a couple of books, which is sitting on top of that my desktop monitor. So it's very scuffed, but it's working for me, and I did want to try a standing desk, and I'm loving it. It's giving me a lot of energy. But wow, I mean, you know, the Ivern, the Cho'Gath, we also saw the Milio get banned out as a third for Mystics against them. And when we look at the other team, when we look at Outlaw Cowboys, I actually will bring this up because I do just want to remind myself of what was being banned against them. I remember it was Mordekaiser and Hecarim banned away from that top side. We might see the Veigar because both Cassandra and Fantasy both play Veigar, and it could be an effective strategy. It's very nice disengage, easy. That cage, honestly, Event Horizon is one of the most like powerful disengage zone control abilities in the game. So it'll be interesting to see if that gets picked up, if it gets challenged. Who knows? We'll have to see. As I will just look to see. Okay. So we have got the stream notifications in, which is amazing. But just quickly, guys, remember, it wouldn't be a VL stream without production, which is being stretched even thinner. So remember that on top of all of this, I hope the people are in chat, because I forgot to ask you this before. Remember, we are going to be keeping track of all games that are going to be played for VL. And my, oh my, we've got some games coming up. Quantify for Nova, who are also in the same position of trying to get out of groups and into that single elimination, take on Gracelight Ruby, almost definitely the third best team, arguably, with 50-50. They're looking to secure their chances in getting maybe a second seed and proving that they are a force to be reckoned with against the two top teams. And it is a match off of the season because Toast Crumbs is going up against his old team, a Blaze Development versus Frostbite Mayhem. Both of these teams need to win this game. It is so important for them to get through to the single eliminations, both on similar scores. I believe a Blaze Development is 1 game behind So they are going to need that. Wow, am I? No, yeah, just making sure my desktop audio is not too loud. Yeah, Frostbite Mayhem, they have come in with such a different composition of players. They had some stuff switched around. It'll be so interesting to see how this group gels, especially with that recent loss against Outlaw Cowboys and the Blaze development themselves with Toast Crumbs going to that top lane. As I said, that is going to be very interesting to watch. We will be keeping track of all of that right here on this stream. But we will go to a bit more of a chill atmosphere as we will be getting into draft soon. Is there anything I want to talk about specifically when it comes to draft, or do I just want to say, let's go straight for it? No, I think we've talked about anything. I think Outlaw Cowboys, you know, when you're going against a stronger team, I think you just need to play what you've been playing in scrims. Play safe. If you're going for scaling like you did with Mayhem, if you want to run that Yorick that Azrael Lazarus runs, do something like, Azrael, we know you're really good. Just do your top lane thing, and us four will just lose gracefully. I think that's completely fine, but look, it can be a 3-game series, it can be a 2-game stomp. You just gotta prepare for each game as we are. Yes, thank you for reminding me. Okay, production ready. By the way, production is not ready, but I'm just going to say that because we need to get this game going. But looking at this, you know, I if you wanted me to get prediction, if you wanted me to say who I think is going to win, oh my god, these guys are just... These guys are all up in chat, it's insane. But I do think Quantify Force is going to take this 2-0. That's just my impression. And no, it's not because, as rumors have circled around, you know, if any of you have heard about the Quantify Cup tournament, I am going to be casting that as well. I am not a member of Quantify, but that is something I'm working on in the background as well. I'm not biased. I just think the Quantify Force, you know, having beat Mystics, they very much solidified themselves as the top team in Div 3. I think Mystics can come back. And I think in a final, if Mystics have their head on right, I think they can be the favorites against Force when we look at that single elimination bracket. But it is on Mystics. Like, they've got to get their heads back in the game. I know they've had some roster changes as well, especially after that loss against Force. So they're still an amazing team. They're still a very scary team when they get everything together. But, you know, Force, I just think they have a lot of calm heads on them. They don't play too aggressively, but they play smart. I think that's what lost Mystics the season. Not the season, the game. The series. But we'll see. I can't wait. I want to see Outlaw Cowboys. You know, they do have 3 games under their belt. They have proven that they can win against the teams that are struggling in VL. Can they win this last game that they have against one of the best teams? I'd love to see that, and I'd love to, you know, I am rooting for Outlaw. I'd love them to do well, especially because they've beaten Frostbite Mayhem, so I've got the team that I manage, so I've got to say that they're good. You know, otherwise... Yeah, let's not get into that. Let's... we'll see how that goes. Just looking at chat, as I do have chat in the setup pictures. Yeah, I can't do that. Thank you guys in chat, by the way. Lovely to see everyone chat up in here. It's lovely to be a part of this community. Oh my god, why am I on Twitch? I need to get back over to do this so I can do this. Okay, we're about to get into draft. Thank you all, guys, for being here in chat. It is lovely to be part of this community. We are in the draft. The draft thing has come up. I hope everything is working, but we will just try and do our best with what we can. I actually had the privilege recently of doing production for the NLC, the Northern League Championship, Division 2. And it was for Munster Rugby Gaming, because apparently that rugby team has like a League of Legends team, which is like pretty awesome. And I'm not gonna lie, folks, I completely fucked it up. It was an absolute disaster because apparently production for like a Riot Games endorsed league is actually a lot more than VL. It is insane, and I was just trying to like fix code, like patchwork, but it's like when you're trying to operate on a patient and they've got like a mild tumor, and to fix it, you like stab them in the heart to like remove it out. It was a disaster, but it was fun, and I got to meet a lot of cool casters, and hopefully moving forward in the world. But we can't talk about that right now because we have a cast to do, and that cast on my screen is goddamn working. We have a Mumu band away from Quantify Force, as well as the Zac. Zac, such a good engaged jungler, as is a Mumu. We're seeing a quite targeted set of bans against Big Boy Stevo, and I like it. That ability and utility to force fight is something I think everyone understands is just bread and butter when it comes to 5v5 amateur VL. I've seen Nautilus. Honestly, I think Nautilus should be picked ban no matter the meta, because it's just... Oh, I'm too good, folks. I'm too good. It's... as we see the Nautilus ban, it's a lot of engage options, a lot of utility, and we see a different... side when it comes to Quantify Force on the red side. That Mordekaiser able to maybe isolate Z-Red-X, the Hecarim as well, very carry oriented, and with the Seraphine, these seem like very sort of let's look at their op.gg and see what works. Those two bans of the Mordekaiser and Hecarim were what Frostbite Mayhem banned out as well, but with that Seraphine, it stops the heal. It's very safe. The Ashe first pick, now I am getting flashbacks to Frostbite Mystics, but it's very useful. It is if who is it? They're not even in the right goddamn order. It's TW Master if you feel safe on the Ashe, if they want to do that long range pick style, but I definitely prefer this from Quantify Force a lot more. Nico, I was playing it in a Quantify, like it was like a fun game, although some of them try hard their asses off. And oh my god, Nico is so fun, still so strong, has some amazing ganks. You've got to play like a mini game with her, but on every wave. So much presence. I feel like it can punish so easily. And pairing that up with a Jarvan means it's probably actually going to go into the mid lane. So yeah, that Jarvan might go there, but Nico by herself, it's very good. It works against an immobile AD carry such as Ashe. We see the Lulu paired with that Ashe, so we're going for a 2v2 bot lane that has a lot of slows, that has a lot of disengage. With a Blitzcrank that could work, as they all want to run into you. However, Blitzcrank hooks, they can hook an Ashe and a Lulu, it doesn't matter what you do, you are dead. A Renekton in the top lane, blind on blue side. That is very interesting. Usually you want to save, your solo laners for very, late. Make sure you have even an R3 or if you have something like an Ornn. But the Renekton picked up. That Vigor banned out, as we were talking about before, has such good late game insurance, zone control. You can imagine a Jarvan and a Blitzcrank just getting so disincentivized to engage with that Event Horizon coming down. The Sivir banned out because Quantify Force do not have an ADC yet. Makes a lot of sense. It can be annoying to play against, a lot of wave clear, a lot of that late game insurance. Doesn't pair well with a Blitzcrank so much, but it might be something that Outlaw Cowboys just don't want to see on the field, and I get that. There's the meta, and then there's the realization that we're silver and gold, and that the meta means goddamn nothing. And that you play how you see the game, how your team sees the game. And look, if they have found a lot of success, Outlaw Cowboys, on using that Ashe ult for long range, engage, maybe before a dragon fight, punishing some, aggressive play. If they love like the Ashe slow, just running someone down, then you look, TW Master, they can absolutely pop off on this. But it's not traditional, is all I'm going to say. The Aphelios here on R4. Take a shot. It's shot time. Get out your shot glasses, because we've got a Jinx in VL. Oh my god, how many times do I have to explain this champion? Holy shit! Oh, let's go! It's every single week in this goddamn league do I see a Jinx. Late game insurance, plays around a lot of ranges, has been strong for very recently in this 13.12 and the past patches in Season 13 in general. We actually see a very interesting combo. We're going to see Diana jungle, which I have not seen in a while in either solo queue or in this league, and Yasuo paired along with it. shows that they're going for that one-shot combo, that ult into Yasuo, knocking everyone up. We also see that with the Lulu as well. As again, apologies, folks. Some of the team on the Outlaw Cowboy side aren't on their correct positions, which is completely fine. We understand that, you know, a lot of people don't have maybe all the champions, so they can't do that as well, which is, you know, absolutely fine. But yes, it is not a Yasuo support. It's an interesting comp. It's got a nice jungle synergy, 2v2 on the Outlaw Cowboy side. It's definitely got a plan around it, very explosive, but who are you exploding on? That Malphite picked up by Quantify Force. You know, you've only got AP Diana, hopefully she's going AP, that's going to go against that, and that Malphite is going to have a super free time, should have a super free time against a Renekton. You know, Malphite is just tearing up the Rift. I've been picking him up, you know, when I get filled top lane. It's easy. It's just a free win. And I don't know about those second phase Outlaw bans. I understand that they want to take away the ADCs, but to leave Malphite up when you know you've got a Renekton is really something. But, you know, you've also got the engage that unstoppable force brings, especially against an Ashe. Lulu, again, immobile. I guess if you can also say, Quantify Force is saying to Outlaw Cowboys, you know, if you can knock up, we can do it better. If you want to go for knockups, we can do it better. And, you know, the Malphite, the Jarvan, the Blitzcrank, they do that in spades. Oh, the Nico as well. Oh my god. Put Yasuo on the other team. Put Yasuo in Jinx's space, and this Yasuo is loving life right now. But that is not the comp we have. We see actually in that second phase bans, if we look at Quantify Force's side, that denial of that late game AP side from, oh, who is it again? Yeah, it's Fantasy, which worked against Mayhem. Denying both of that has made them come with this interesting comp. I think it could be fine. And I think if Quantify Force mess up, and this Jinx gets a bit cocky, this Nico, you know, tries to find a disguise, but it actually doesn't work. There is a one-shot combo there. Pairing that with an Ashe is understandable. But I think Quantify Force have just a more standard, easier to execute game. But I would actually love, as I am in this lobby, I'm going to go over to Twitch. What are you guys? What does Jinx do? Yeah. What does Jinx do? Who knows? Have I explained it like 7 weeks in a row? Who even knows? But yeah, Renekton is the only frontline. Thank you for pointing out, folks. It is going to be tough for them. I mean, you can see Diana. I mean, Diana can usually go some bruisery kind of builds. Yasuo does Yasuo things. He's a very balanced champion, so he can sometimes be hard to kill, especially with the Lulu. But yeah, I understand, like, this Renekton's kind of off position, or you're playing in a kind of a choke point. This Malphite, Jarvan, Nico, Blitzcrank have a really good way of like bypassing that Renekton frontline and getting straight onto the backline. You've got flashes, you've got dashes. Like, there is a world here where that backline from Outlaw Cowboys just gets blown up. And I think we all see it, but I don't know. I really do like Quantify Force's draft, especially the Jarvan from Big Boy Stevo. Lovely guy, by the way. We were talking in the Quantify chat, setting up this tournament stuff. And, like, by the way, just props. This guy runs CWL, if anyone you know, Cobalt Wins League. He straight up runs the thing. I, like, never knew that. I think that's so awesome. We get that VL, cross league kind of energy. I'm trying to set up, I'm got a meeting tomorrow actually, where we're going to try and, this is a very broad pitch, but I think with how stale league content scene is and how, I mean, we all know how toxic the community can be. I think there is a real space for this 5v5 scene to take off. I mean, we don't have a Div 4 team, we don't have a Div 4 league in VL, but that is a place of like silver, low gold, bronze. This is where like a majority of the player base is. And I feel like pairing that with some content like this league, I feel like if we can find a way to get that message out here, I think, you know, I've loved this league. I think it's super fun. I've really enjoyed meeting the people here. I was playing SCP Secret Lab a couple of days ago. Terrible. I hate the game. I die like every 10 seconds. Also Among Us as well. And I think this really has a place to take off. But it's just getting that out there, especially with how League information works as a whole. But anyway, I am rambling. Let's look at more of your comments to see if there is anything else that Forks, if you want to, yeah, Forks' wife, by the way, shout out. I think she's watching the stream. If you want to come on, cast, if you want to have a good time, look, it's going to be a chill stream. I just realized my stream music has been going this entire goddamn time. It's just very chill, lo-fi, copyright-free music. Anyway, we'll take that off. We are still waiting to get into the games, but should only be a second. Should there being, you know, a word. Oh, we're in. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. This is amazing. And you know the good thing about this? I don't even need to sync up with anyone. I don't need to sync up with production. I don't need to sync up with another caster. We will just get that on the screen now for you guys. If we go to the in-game overlay, we will turn off the time controls so I don't get any spoilers. We bring up the O and the N, and then I need to press play. Look, okay, it's been a long day. But we are now in. We'll be running directed camera for most of it. But no, it should be fun. Let's just look quickly as we see a 5-man stack from Deadly Fish. No, they are going to be invading, it looks like. Going on a nice little exploration. As you can see in the mini-map, none of Quantify Force are there, but should be fun. They're going to have a nice jog, get warmed up for the game. Looking at the runes here, as I need to swap the players around. There we go. Looking at the runes, there's nothing particularly jumping out at me, at least on the Outlaw Cowboy side. 2 Conquerors shows how beefy this front line is from the side of Quantify Force. They're really going to have to stay in the fight a lot. So this kind of burst combo from this Diana and Yasuo probably not going to go off. Probably going to need a lot of time to scale up, especially with the lethal tempo from Yasuo. Not going something like the fleet footwork, maybe for lane and sustain. So Fantasy's going to have to play this pretty well on the right side, on the side of Quantify Force. The Grasp of the Undying shows they're going to want to get a lot of melee trades off. There's nothing particularly, like, this is all pretty standard. There's not much for me to say. Everyone is taking TP. We do see 2 exhausts in the bot lane as well. I definitely understand that from Quantify Force's side. Because, you know, Yasuo, Ashe, Diana, it's going to be something that's pretty common. We also see, we actually see a little bit of an interesting clear. Sorry, I am a jungler, so I do nerd out about this stuff here. So Diana has gone for, I think she went Raptors red into Krugs, so that's level 3. That either suggests maybe a bot gank or an instant reset. If Diana hasn't gone something like the free boots, that probably suggests something, as we do see a level 2 here. Deadly Fish looking for the hook, and it does land. Lavender going to be taken down to about 25%. Heal forced to be used. Lavender getting so low, but here's the clear from Diablo. Diablo going to be looking in, does have the dash and uses it. Deadly Fish uses the flash in response. The E reset comes through from El Diablo. Zidrek's getting low. Might force the flash as well. The red buff burning her low. Zidrex has to flash, but the flash again from TW Master. But Deadly Fish from downtown takes the trade back. It's a 1-for-1 in the bot lane. And wow, it was a lovely idea from El Diablo. They clearly had planned that forward. But yeah, I mean, props to Deadly Fish getting that kill back in the bot side. It still works out, as I mean, if we can go back to this bot lane, they are able to push out the wave somewhat, although it will not be the Ashe who will be able to collect it. El Diablo has to push out the wave so they can get that. And if we look on the top side here, can you please camera work? We see on the top side, because Big Boy Stevo saw the jungler bot side, and that they know she's been there so long, and because Jarvan started top side, he can just go into the enemy jungle and clear nice and fast. And this Diana is going to come back very sad, as the entire jungle has been stolen by Big Boy Stevo. So it was a good play. You know, there's trade-offs to how you make decisions as a jungler. And I still think it was the correct play, but it was smart from Big Boy Stevo to punish that. Someone who's, you know, who's very attentive And yeah, I mean, oh, this is so sad. Right, let's go to El Diablo here. Yeah, that is so sad. Everything taken, you know, looking around, you know, maybe looking, is there a mid gank? Is there any jungle camps up? But no, he has sequenced this perfectly. He is going to 3 buff, maybe even double crab as well. This is brutal for Diana. It was a good play, but it's really not going well. You can see she's currently pathing towards the top side, trying to get some sort of play, but it's on a Malphite, who's got a really big wave walking in. So as we see Azrael Lazarus trying to go here, Malphite can 1v2. There's a lot of minions here. Like, they do a lot of damage. They do aggro onto the wave. Styler doing a lot of getting taken down, but El Diablo's only level 3, and Styler's 2 levels ahead. This is a tanky rock boy. Just do not have the damage yet. Honestly, Diana, I think I'd back right now. I mean, this jungler is having your number right now, even though it was a good play. This Ashe going for the cull, I actually realized, on the bot side. That is going to allow her to farm and maybe accelerate a bit faster, but yeah, it has been nice from the side of Big Boy Stevo, who's very much capitalized. Hang on, we do see a fight in the top side. Styler getting very low. Azrael Lazarus picks up a solo bolo, which is lovely from him. And Diablo finally getting those raptors that they were looking for. As Cassandra, disguised as the Jarvan, gets a nice trade-off. Sorry about that one, folks. Not keeping the top lane camera on, but it was lovely from Azrael, who needs those kills. You know, it's not like, oh, that's, you know, amazing. This is genuinely something that Azrael really needs to get going on this Renekton, because if this Renekton doesn't get hit ahead, even if he does get ahead, the armor that this Malphite can stack. Azrael Lazarus going very low here, but does manage to get the level 6. That was lovely. Was able to maybe get a more advantageous trade, especially at such a health differential. But uses that ultimate to just back Styler off, make sure that the wave crashes in, and that's a lovely CS advantage that they're building up. But with all that topside presence and El Diablo needing to clear his camps, it's Big Boy Stevo with a 12 CS lead and this first dragon, especially with the bot side prio that Quantify Force has been getting. Lovely, they will be going back to their lanes. And yeah, that is just, it's back and forth. It's even gold, so there's still a lot that can happen. But yeah, Deadly Fish, I'd really love to see him make a bit more plays. I'd love to see what he does. Does he want to be a roaming support? Does he want to go and try and challenge this Yasuo, especially with the support that Nico and a Jarvan can provide in that kind of gank? Or does he want to get this Jinx ahead? Does he want to make sure that TW Master doesn't have a free lane? He's very free here, and right now he should be talking with Big Boy Stevo. How does he want to dictate this early to mid game? You've got that dragon. If you want to start dragon stacking, how much do you want this bot side river control being from bot side up or from mid down? You know, how are we going to look to punish this Diana, who's very low on CS, who is trying to, you know, it's a very patchwork farming style, and she's getting punished for it. You know, she's what is that, like 12? She's still 12 CS down, but you know, this Jarvan is going to have so much coming up to this. Azrael Lazarus doing more trading. El Diablo coming in again, level 5, unstoppable force for Styler. So even if, you know, wasn't in much danger, could just ult out. And, you know, I understand it from El Diablo. They're going for very opportunistic ganks. It's also the fact that this Renekton is quite clearly ahead in terms of, you know, the kill and the CS, but putting Malphite behind is a lot of resources for not a lot of gain. And Deadly Fish lands a lovely little hook. The damage really isn't there for now. We do see the ultimate coming out of Z. Does a lot of damage to Lulu, so she's definitely going to have to watch herself. But as we see a lot of... forget this bot lane. Let's look at top lane. We see a lot of pressure. Maybe this is El Diablo's plan. Wanting to get this Rift Herald, maybe putting it in the top lane in the mid lane. But Lavender getting hooked again from Deadly Fish. TW Master actually getting a lot of damage back, which is helpful, but this Lulu's got to be very careful. If you look in the top side, Big Boy Stevo is hanging around. They do know that they are on this dragon, on this Baron, but Baron, it's 8 minutes in the goddamn game. What am I talking about? Bloody Baron. Not the Bloody Baron from, never mind. It's a nice pickup for the jungler. Or, Diana here has choices of where she wants to put it. If I was her, I'd actually be in conversation right now. I don't think there is necessarily a right or wrong play here. I completely see it in the hands of Azrael, who is definitely feeling it. He's definitely one of their strongest players. And while you might say, well, this Renekton's going to have such a tough time, the Malphite is going to build so much armor, and Deadly Fish and Big Boy Stevo are going to zone him with Cassandra's, CC as well. But this Renekton, if you can get them in bushes, you can get those nasty TP flanks, and if Azrael's saying, put resources into me as Lavandellana, that is not where you want to be as a Lulu support. This could be very bad. Ult lands from Jinx as well. Trying to get... Oh, the hook goes wide, but it's probably not going to be enough. A couple more autos here from Big Boy Stevo. He does actually cancel a few autos, but Cassandra is there. I don't know why I was shouting so much. I think it was because I thought Cassandra was on the other team. But yeah, trying to look for some vision in their own jungle, but your jungle is not there. And this is the problem with that Dia's having right now, is that Big Boy Stevo is so active, and you can pair up with Deadly Fish, be able to just roam around. You've already got, if you can actually see on the map here, you've got this control ward up in that top brush. You've got so much control, and Diana can't do anything. She can't scale and snowball this lane. And if you look at the red side, this Jinx is able to free hit, get so much, tower plates, and oh my god, look bot lane. Oh my god, Big Boy Stevo, they know what they're doing. The shield and the ult is good, trying to buy some time. Oh, but the Demacian death cage. I'm so good. Oh, and it's going from bad to worse. El Diablo is now going to be taken down as well. Double kill for Big Boy Stevo, and this isn't necessarily like amazing mechanics, it's just good awareness of macro. They've marinated this bot lane in terms of map and vision control from Big Boy Stevo and from Deadly Fish. They've gotten a lot here. SKT1 Fantasy trying to maybe get out here, trying to do a 2v1 play, but that's so far up, especially when you know you have no jungler. It is just play after play after play. This has been a fumble after fumble from the side of Outlaw Cowboys, and it's just because it's not like they have more players. They have, an extra 2 players that they can send for this play and this play. It's just they have the numbers where they need them. They were setting it up in advance with this vision control and this pressure. And yeah, you saw Lavandellana playing too aggressive, trying to get vision in their own jungle when they had no vision. Walking into their Krugs when, again, they had no vision. And you didn't know where the jungler or the support was. And that's going to that's a lovely bit of kills. You now get 2k gold. And if we actually have a look here, that's 700 gold on the jungler, and that's 1k on the Jinx. I actually have just seen the CS differential from this Ashe and Jinx. It's going to be nuts. El Diablo trying to do the best. The ultimate comes down as well, but the TP coming in from this Malphite is going to be really tough for SKT1 Fantasy. They will just be satisfied for now, taking down, but that ult dead. They're dead. Fantasy is trying to do his best, but he's just dead. It was a nice trying to get that ult play sort of going. I don't know if Fantasy was a little bit too far on that play. Maybe not in range, but just seeing that TP really early from Stylo, which is sometimes exactly what you need. Sometimes discouraging a play is better than, waiting it for a bit longer. TW Master is getting hooked as Deadly Fish just simply does not miss. TW Master going really far down. A couple more autos would do it, and oh my god! That was a lot of execute damage from Z-Rex. Z-Red-X. As we do see, we do have a little bit of we have had a pause, which is why I just saw that in chat. So we have a little bit of a pause, which is completely fine. If we look around the map here, Big Boy Stevo, as we're straight back into the game. That's amazing. Big Boy Stevo was able to take that dragon solo. This dragon stacking, by the way, as we do see, is that a mountain dragon? I think so. We will just get a little bit of confirmation after we see this lovely little battle. Up in topside, hang on, I'm gonna look for this now. Oh no, we've got no, not ocean. What is that? Is that Chemtech? It's Chemtech. Okay. God, I'm so good at League of Legends. Oh my god, I'm so knowledgeable. It's nuts. It's insane. Anyway, Azrael Lazarus on this top side, trying to get as much down. Remember, this is the place where he's got to really step it up. He's got to get a lot. El Diablo trying to help as well. The ultimate was not there. It was only a couple of seconds off, but it wouldn't have mattered with the ultimate coming from Styler. This topside focus from El Diablo. It was an interesting try, but it is really suffering. This Malphite is only down 10 CS now. really and feeling fine. You know, this is not your carry, and Jinx is now 40 CS. Z-Red X with a lovely little assassination, almost going so down, but Lulu is there to support. Wow, using that disguise of the minion to try and get a nice assassination, but it will only burn the shield of Lulu. But the flash of Nico is very important. Actually, we see a little bit of a two-man dive in the top lane as well. Styler doing his best with the unstoppable force. Azrael will go down. El Diablo gets one. Will he go down insane? Not yet, but here comes Blitzcrank. Deadly Fish is going to look for another hook. We've seen him never miss this. He has been so good. Big Boy Stevo as well. Probably spells Doom, and it very much done unstoppable for Big Boy Step. So, yeah, and the ADC also dead. In that play. That was a lot of damage with that single Q as well. Lavandolana, you are also going to have to get out as well. You've got to be running, but they will use the Lulu speed up to do that. And with all this map pressure, that Quantify force, if you look on the top side here, we have that there. So there we go. They are able to take the second Rift Herald. That's going to be really nice, maybe getting down this mid tower. However, I do believe they are already taking that because they are just so far ahead in terms of tempo. This Jinx is just going to get nothing but stronger. Pairing that up with a mid jungle 2v2 that hasn't even died yet, we are looking very strong from the side of Quantify Force, and it was a nice idea from Outlaw Cowboys. It's certainly not over, but they just made so many mistakes on that macro. El Diablo getting a blue buff, but it might be, you know, it might not be worth it at this point. El Diablo trying to get their best, trying to dash out, but Big Boy Devil will use the ultimate to get that one. It is a 1v1 slapfest on this top side. Azrael Lazarus trying to get the most damage he can, popping the ultimate as well. Styler not having his, but here comes the bot lane of Quantify Force. I've seen this again. There's 5 members here. That is a bit of overkill, guys, but I understand it. It's another kill. You want to get that KDA up. 6-0-3 from this Jarvan. And I must say, 1-0-8 from Deadly Fish, showing how this jungle support duo has just played so well, has played very proactively, and has gotten so many kills and map pressure as a result. So hats off to both of them. Definitely playing the game of their lives right now. They've played very well. We'll see some resets coming in here soon. Spending that gold. We've got Dragon in 1 minute and 20. So, you know, that isn't going to give them soul yet. It will give them soul point. And at this point, we've got to talk. You know, you're in the let's put ourselves in the comms of Outlaw Cowboys. What do? We're 7k gold down. They don't know that, but we do. And how do you come back? How do you come back from such a dominant game? And first thing is, the fact is, you're probably not. And I think especially if this game does close out, you know, we see the curtains drawn, then you can start talking about next game. But right now, you've got to keep the mental up. You can't just play a lost game for 20 minutes. It doesn't affect well with the mental. Deadly Fish is just walking in, just straight up. And look, you see the members run with him. El Diablo trying to get this red buff, but my guy, it's not worth it for the life. Ultimate coming through for TW Master, but he's being zoned by Big Boy Stever on the top side of the map. El Diablo gets slain by Styler. Wow, a 2-man unstoppable forced, followed by Big Boy Stevo, because overkill is underrated. The TP on the top side here to make sure that 0 objectives are going to be taken out. I think Azrael will be taking this one, no matter the intentions of Bitstyler, and he will. So that is a nice objective. It will also give, I believe, objective bounties for the side of the blue team. But wow, what a slap fest! What a mechanically amazing player. Shutdown for Azrael is not nothing though, especially with that Blade of the Rune King. Can assassinate Cassandra or Z-Red X very much quite quickly. I also want to apologize to Z-Red X. I remember, I think it was last week, I called him Z-Drex, and literally everyone in like Discord has been calling him now. That's not his name. His name is Z-Red X, or Z, as we have gone over previously. Wow, podcasting league is harder than you thought, eh? But we have a little bit of a downtime here. Dragon taken. We're actually 2 minutes away from Baron, so we're not even going to see that objective be taken. So we have a little bit of downtime. What are you guys thinking in the Twitch chat? Let's go have a look here. Remember that VL powered by esports. Esport Scrim, the Discord. Azrael Lazarus here, trying to get a kill. Oh, this is tragic. Come on, you can get one, but Deadly Fish does not miss once again. The ultimate coming back from Nico with the stopwatch is going to be huge. Cassandra as well needing to flash out, and he will survive as well. Oh, that is wow, that is horrible. Not even one killed for the side of Outlaw Cowboys, and almost an ace with Lavender Lala running back to the mid lane. It is just going from bad to worse right now, an 8k gold lead. Poor Ash, I've seen this somewhere before. Yeah, let's not talk about it, okay? It's my org, I don't want to. But yeah, it is rock solid indeed, Mr. Diabetic. Yeah, this... It can very much go under the radar playing weak side. It, you know, while you might say, you know, even though the ultimates have been very flashy from Styler, his main job this game has just been absorbing that pressure. Oh, they've seen this. Oh, El Diablo doesn't know. He does see now, though, with the red trinket, but with that hook, again, from Deadly Fish, he does not miss. And yeah, another kill for the side of the red team. Let's have a look at this vision. You know, why not? Like, look at this red side vision from this mid side all the way down, just making sure that no flanks from this Renekton. And if you look on the blue side, you know, there's a control ward there. And look, they are setting up some, you know, wards, maybe trying to get it, but the red team are just so... It's so good to just clear them out. And as we see now, it's 20 minutes. They're trying to go for some sort of record here for the side of Quantify Force. It'd be interesting to see if we had like those kind of stats, but alas, we do not. 20 minutes and 25 second Baron for the side of Quantify Force really tells you all you need to know about this game. It has been very good, and at this point, you know, I would be laughing. I've spent many time on a losing team in 5v5 League of Legends. You'd be laughing it off. You're trying to keep morale high. And you want to be talking about next game. Like, was this Ashe worth it? You know, 1-6-1. This was a first pick Ashe as well. Is that really what you want to prioritize? Do you want to maybe look for something else? Picking red side, I know, like, the meta when we look at pro teams is very much blue side oriented, so you can get those power picks. It's usually always when you have some really strong, like, whether that be Nico, whether that be, you know, who knows, Milio as well, although you can't really blind pick her. When you're playing red side, especially on 5v5 draft, it allows you so much more flexibility to see what your opponent plays and counter it. So if you don't know, like, people who are like new to drafting, so our side, that's the one that picks twice. It doesn't pick their first champion, but they get last pick. So that R3, it's the last champion you pick before those second phase bans, and it can give you so much. Does this guy not miss? I'm trying to be, you know, helpful here, and this guy just hits again and again. Deadly Fish, honestly, I think he's very much entitled to player of the game here. We see some top lane slapping once again, as directed camera just loves top lane, you know, bish bash, but you know, it's a lot easier to play red side because you have that ability to counter pick. You know, if you've kind of messed up your draft in your first two picks, you can save R3 for just some sort of counter pick that you usually wouldn't blind, and just pick that out. We see a lot of fighting on this top side, but again, it will probably not matter. Drake up in 30 seconds as we see the red side completely collapsing on Renekton. A kill here would definitely secure the soul. This soul, the Chemtech soul, it will give damage and damage resistance below health. Azrael trying to do a mission impossible here, but it is, you know, it's a very tough mountain to climb, not able to do it. With all lanes pushed, with an inhibitor taken down on the mid lane, it's a tough one, but you know, things can always pull back. Just not in this game. We see the vision control as well. Lavender Lana trying to run again from the same combo. You know, this Lulu just not having a good time. This bot lane combo as well. Diana trying to do something, trying to make something happen, but just does not have the damage. And there's damage for you with a dragon slain as well. The soul picked up by Zerodex. It is very much back, spend your gold, And then, I mean, let's look at these items here because, you know, that's 3 items versus 1.5 on these ADCs. This Jinx is going to be so strong. The support also has an extra item. I don't know how much that matters. But look, it's very easy to play this macro now. You put down your Jarvan flag to make sure you get extra attack speed. You take these objectives so quickly. Wow, that was a lot of damage from Ashe as she gets a shutdown for the Yasuo here. Ultimate used by Yasuo to knock him up. The Unstoppable Force will be used to escape. It's a 4v5 right now, but Azrael maybe being a bit, biting off a bit more than he can chew. And here comes the gold lead advantages. A double kill right now for this Jinx. There is a Penta available. It is technically possible, but as you can see, the Yasuo running back into his own jungle, making sure it will not be picked up. The big boy Stevo steals any chance of even a triple, as, yeah, they will be satisfied with the inhibitor, and they're going for the end. You know, El Diablo, we'll see what he can do. 2-9-1. He has been battered and broken, as he will now be taken down to 10 deaths. You know, it is clinical. It has been proactive. Deadly Fish. Okay, he does miss one, even if it is to throw to a wind wall. But yeah, it has been clinical. It has been amazing to watch how the best team in Valorant League asserts itself once more on the Rift. It's 1-0 to Quantify Force. We do have, like, another 2 games, but I just wanted to, like, end it there. For the sake of, like, usually I'd have someone take over there, but that is not the case. But yeah, really nice clinical game. A lot of proactive, you know, that jungle support just teaming up all the time. By the way, if anyone's listening on the comms, I don't have the key for the lobby, so if someone could invite me, that would be really nice. Feel like kind of like a kid standing out of the, like, outside the party, like, can I come in? But, you know, I might go to a quick break. I might not. I will go to a quick break because I actually need a lot of water right now. But stay tuned, folks, because this action-packed podcast does not end. Afterwards, we have Game 2 as Outlaw Cowboys look to fight back. Yeah, that's it. I actually might just keep talking through this break. You know, it's quite relaxing. If for any of you who don't know, like, Riot Games actually, there's this creator save playlist that they have for any of you avid content creators out there. It has so many music. You don't even need to be League of Legends affiliated. Riot Games creator save playlist. I use it so much for my, like, casts and for the videos I'm going to be starting to make. And I think we're just going to keep this chill vibe. You know, it is not. It's keeping me relaxed. It's keeping me in the zone. I will just be quickly getting the game code so we can get into game 2. But we also do, if Forks, if you're in chat, could you let me know how Nova are doing? Because we will be doing the scores on the doors just in a second. We have some interesting news that's come out. We will be delivering that shortly. But how's everyone doing in chat? How are we feeling? You know, it's Monday. I know it can be, you know, disheartening. I know it can be a rough start to the week. I also know it's LEC going on right now, but, you know, you're here watching Valorant League, you know, to watch the good caster do his thing. But how are we doing? I genuinely want to know. I'm thinking about doing some, especially when we look at VL community outreach, we're thinking about bringing stuff. If anyone's seen the YouTube, someone link it in chat, the old Valorant League YouTube. It's not old. They still post the full highlights there of these games. But it's real. We're thinking about bringing some like the old content stuff, like the this or that, and the name it or flame it. By the way, shout out to Samurai Girlfriend right now. She has gone and got me some grapes, and I love her very much. Thank you so much. I really need this. Honestly, top tier fruit right now. Is honestly, it's so underrated or appropriate related. Chilling says Crinzy. The only Malphite top fan in the entire EU. Love to see it. Love to see everyone chilling and having a good time. Oh, is that the... This better be the VL link and not some, like, jungle diff. Goddamn, what am I watching? You'll hear it through on... Oh, God, it's a Yu-Gi-Oh meme. Never mind. Never mind. Hell yeah. So, we'll be getting into game 2 soon. But what do I want to do? Oh yeah, scores on the doors. Could someone tell me how Quantify Nova are doing? But forget this lo-fi nonsense. We're going to get some goddamn rock music on once again because, folks, we have some news. Frostbite Mayhem have taken their first game over at Blaze Development. They need this to qualify for the single elimination, as we were talking about before, at Blaze Development. And Toast Crumbs in that top lane, his former team in Frostbite Mayhem, he is going to have to pull something out. Was that Aurelia and Akalia banned out? Probably. He's going to have to cook something special to try and flip this game. We've seen it done before. Frostbite Mayhem, they have choked. They have lost 3-game series before. This is something that they can do. But the team that I manage, Frostbite Mayhem, taking the advantage over Blaze Academy. News still yet to come through for Quantified Nova and Gracelight Ruby. We will keep you posted on all of that. Back to Lo-Fi. ADC went to the toilet. Okay. Amazing. I really need to know that. But yeah, tell me how you guys are in chat. I wanna hear, you know, if there was one thing. Here we go. Here's a question. If there was one thing you wanted VL to do, like it could be content or it could be like community tournaments, like what would you do? Like, what would you have? Is there something in the LEC that you've seen? Or, like, I don't know, do you want, like, an Among Us tournament? I've seen those. They're really boring because, like, they're not actually that great because everyone just runs around in a pack. And anyone who runs out is just like, oh, you're the traitor because, like, you obviously run with anyone else. Makes it really tough for the imposters. I feel like it's goddamn 2020 talking about Among Us. Gives me flashbacks to lockdown. Don't want it. Don't want it. Stop talking about it. I suck at Among Us. But that's just, yeah, just because I'm very blunt. I'm not a very creative thinker. I just kind of like, oh, there's a kill. I kill and I vent. And it's like, oh, everyone in the map was accounted for. Where are you? And I'm like, I'm navigation. And then I just can't make up lies. I'm not good at all of that. How are we doing, by the way? In the chat, we've got still having Mr. Diabetic loving his Malphite. How many viewers are we at, by the way, right now? How many of you poor sods are in here? 30 of you. Well, 29 because I'm watching as well. Hi guys, how are we all doing? Go wait on the stream. Go ahead anyway. Okay. BL Among Us would be so good. Oh my god. The targeting, the beefs from like 2 years ago, like the old stuff that none of the, like me or like any of the new guys would understand. Someone I think is linking an Among Us game. It's a lovely chill Monday. You know, it's not anything serious. Look, if we wanted, we can talk about the draft because that was quite interesting. in the fact that Quantify, I think, kind of stomped it. Let's give some tips to Outlaw Cowboys. I'm not unbiased. If I were to do the draft a bit differently, you're really prioritizing Ash. You've really got to look to ban things that engage onto it. If you really, yeah, and maybe not that Renekton as well. Like, it's quite easy for Quantify Force to just pick up Malphite R3 there. Oh, also, can someone tell me what side you guys are on? Deadly Fish. Where you guys have swapped sides. Okay. Yeah, you have. Wait, hang on 1 second, guys. I need to copy and paste everything. But, I know. Who are you rooting for in chat? I know, Forks, you're going to be rooting for Outlaw Cowboys as always. I know you're a big fan. But... we shall see. Who else are you guys rooting for? Are you an underdog fanboy? I think I'm tending away from being an underdog fanboy because I just always get disappointed. I know there's like that motto of like, don't ever get your hopes up because then you'll never be disappointed. Unfortunately, I always ignore that advice and it like bites me in the ass. So, is this the kind of goddamn content you want right now? Is anyone eating anything good? Is anyone drinking good? How are we all doing? Alright, save these changes, swap size, let's go! Alright, that should all be good. We think we're all... Okay, I think we're all ready here. I will just type ready in the chat. Let's see, we're on... Can you quit your day job? You are more than welcome to quit your day job on this stream. Quit right now. Do it for the content. We're in champ select, folks. It's... yeah. So my girlfriend's just put her hands up. She has actually quit her job today. It's been her last day of a job. She, not going to say what she works like doctor or anything, but it was very rough. She's got her month paycheck and she's out of there because, man, that was a rough job to work. I remember you giving you like massages and you just be like, you'd have migraines like nuts and like, no more. You don't have to work at that place anymore. They're also quite racist. No, they were. I'm not talking about like just straight out and out like slurs and yeah, you're nodding. Slurs and like just depictions. They live in a very touristy area, so we get a lot of people from a lot of different places, and the staff very much had a thing or two to say. I've never seen a more grimaced face in my live chat right now. She is... You're not there anymore. Don't worry about it. It's all over. Anyway, let's get into the draft. We do have it working once again. Oh my god, a VL stream with no technical issues? This could be a first. We see from the side of Quantify Force spanning out the same three champions of Mordekaiser, Hecarim, and this... I forget her name. I think I blanked her out. Seraphine. I just don't want to even think about her goddamn Twitter timeline. And we see somewhat of a similar band set. We see the Jarvan band out as well. It could be interesting. I don't know if that necessarily was the problem, but it could be just something, you know, take another engage tool away from Big Boy Stevo. It's completely fine ban. Nico picked up as a first pick. It is a flex. As you know, because I thought it was going jungle and I didn't see the Jarvan. Kayn could be good. Kayn gets picked up. We've seen El Diablo play this quite well. It was actually the thing that they got some smite steals as well against Frostbite Mayhem. This Kayn is very flexible. It's a carry style. I'm liking it. With the Sivir, I think it's a lot safer than an Ashe. So I like it. It is blind. Both of these are technically blind, so we need to see what Quantify Force bring up against that. And also the team comp, not exactly clear. Bel'Veth would be just smurfing. Oh my god. Bel'Veth is, I think, traditionally quite a good counter into Kayn. Not traditionally, she's only been out like a couple months. Or even, no, longer. I don't know what time is. But yeah, Bel'Veth very good because she has that consistent DPS, whereas Kayn has a lot of burst and healing. Could be very good. Paired that up with a Jinx. Take a shot. Are we taking a shot, folks? No, we're not taking a shot, damn it. Your excuse to be an alcoholic on this stream has been pushed back for now. As we see the Xayah be picked up. Interesting. It's usually it makes a lot more sense now with the Renekton picked up. Has a lot of disengage. It's so nice when they are engaging onto you. You're running back, the feathers are there. Get that feathers recall and just do so much damage, so much shred. It can be very good with the Renekton. That actually a bit of future draft foresight, I suppose, if they knew the Renekton was going to get picked up on R3. But I like this more from Outlaw Cowboys. I think they know what they're doing now. It's a team comp that makes a lot more sense. It has a lot of healing, especially if this is a red Kayn. It probably will be a red Kayn. A lot of healing, a lot of CC, and champions that can really play around one another. Renekton, Kayn, a lot of dashes, a lot of ability to play within each ranges. Are you stealing the grape? You're stealing the goddamn grape. I cannot believe this. I know you bought them, but still, this is outrageous. Vigar banned from Quantify Force, as well as the Corki, those two champions that won them that game against Frostbite Mayhem. It gives them even more ability to play far back. I actually think the Corki could have been picked up R3 here, just because that is such a nice comp to poke. Think about it, Nico, Bel'Veth, Xayah. Oh my god, you're going to get so much poke damage in. You know, these champions do not want to walk up. And especially with that Malphite ban, you're going to have a very tanky it would be top support. Blitzcrank's still up. The Rakan as well, Deadly Fish trying to be Kez in Div 2. Very good Rakan player who has a very set support playstyle in the early game. You can always know when he's roaming. The Bard could be... No, it's going to be Blitzcrank. Come on. And we're not playing here. Blitzcrank gets picked up. We've seen it work well. The Sivir runs well into it, so it was a nice pickup. The Janna, not so much, but it is good disengage. If you can be quick with those tornadoes, that Monsoon Rain is also another good disengage tool. But here's the question, can Levin Dallala stay alive long enough, not get hooked? The Ornn is exactly what you need. And this Ezreal, ooh, hello. Who is this? Who's drafting for Outlaw Cowboys? Let me get that number. Ooh, amazing. This is Ezreal mid. For those who don't know, stay not knowing, because this is... It hasn't been patched out yet, I don't think. So this is the static Shiv that works on champions with dashes. It has a really good AP ratio. There's a lot of early damage. Ezreal mid, a champion who can play mid in his own right, but with this champion update, it can deal a lot of explosive damage, especially to a team comp where your jungle mid in Bel'Veth and Nico not exactly having the highest health, so something very much can be played. Once again, wow, what amazing speechcraft. Speechcraft 100 here. We do not have the champions in the right order on the side of Outlaw Cowboys, which is completely fine. But just to give you the rundown once again, it is Renekton top, followed by Kayn jungle, Ezreal mid. We have a Sivir and Janna bot lane. It's quite long range. Even without the Corki, it has got a lot of poke potential with this Ezreal, with these Sivir bangerangs, boomerangs, bangerangs. It could be played. It has the potential of being a bit low damage, especially might not having enough shred if you're not going Triforce and Ezreal against something like an Ornn or a Blitzcrank. And the ability of, if this Kayn doesn't get going fast enough, doesn't have the health, it's just a comp that can just get shut down so quickly. We've seen this in Quantify Force in the first game, where they're just able to get a pick, they're just able to be proactive, and then you can't really fight them. You're just kind of, oh, we'd love to go in, or we'd love to just poke them out, but we just can't do it because they can always just re-engage. They've always got that explosive potential, and we're just kind of left twiddling our thumbs with a kill and them pressuring our tower. So, but I think it's a better draft from Outlaw Cowboys. I think choosing red side was the correct decision. I think that's left them with ability to counterpick. And, you know, I actually think a lot of teams in VL, like I know we're in the penultimate week, but I think a lot of teams should now consider just defaulting to red side for your drafts if you get the pick potential. For the reasons we have just explained. Yeah, 1 minute 19, ready for the spectator delay, as we're always usually ready. Let's go to Twitch chat, see how we're all doing over there. Orny Boy from Mr. Diabetic from Styler. Lovely seeing players in chat. We do have a delay, so they're not getting any information, but it's lovely seeing this. Mr. Forks, the owner of Quantify, maybe disagreeing with the draft a little bit. I think it's fine personally, especially as you've got not exactly a lot of hard, reliable CC from the side of Outlaw Cowboys. I think this can be completely fine, and Big Boy Stevo, I know he definitely knows what he's doing. We see the Nico again get put in the mid lane. It might be possible this wasn't a flex to begin with if you looked at their OP.GGs. That's something teams can fall for. Like, oh, we'll pick Malphite. I mean, only our jungler plays Malphite, but it's like, oh, technically it's a flex. It's not if you just look at their... I mean, not with Malphite, because he's such an easy champion that anyone can practically play him. But yeah, when you threaten a flex, have it believable, because you'll end up just looking like an idiot. You know, asking your friend who's never played Ezreal mid to do it, for example, if you were to do that. Getting into game now. I still haven't gotten any information, guys, about Quantify Nova. If anyone in chat could let me know, that'd be lovely. Demonic Embrace Renekton, apparently from Azrael Lazarus. I mean, obviously. I mean, you want to build ability power on Renekton, your abilities get stronger. So, makes sense, you know. You build ability power, so your abilities get more power, and you build attack damage, so your attacks deal more damage. Duh, makes sense. It would be a very good build if Azrael were to cook it up. It wouldn't. We will turn time controls off. The music is still goddamn playing. Sorry about that one, fellas. We'll actually turn the volume up a little bit. I've just realized I'm kind of running a little bit quiet, so we'll bump that up right now. Should be a bit better. We go to time controls. We'll press play. Time controls are off. Here we are. If we look at the runes once again, as we do just mess around, Siva not in the game right yet. She'll probably be back with us soon. Same. It's the same runes. There's nothing I can talk about. It's basically the same. It's double.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
What you called? Oh my god! First strike. Jesus Christ. Double first strike from these mid laners, getting more damage, getting more poke. They're actually not seen here. This invade from Quantify Force. They actually might get them here. This actually could be a disaster for Ezreal. Where are you, Ezreal? You're 3, aren't you? Yep. Oh my god, he doesn't see them. He doesn't know. He doesn't know. Oh, and Deadly Fish does not miss as well. If the E level up can come up, no, it will just be the flash. That is why, you know, you don't level up at level 1. Any ability, especially on a champion like Ezreal where you have a dash, you just need to get out of there. And we see, wow, an invade already. Looking to... El Diablo misses his dash. That's not great, especially with Big Boy Stevo in the area. This is not going well for El Diablo right now. We'll get the flash. We'll have to, you know, get out. Azrael is here to support. But that is going to be huge for El Diablo. A very low health. Look at this, actually, they're pinging this as well. They are pinging because they know, okay, Kane is going to try and do the one cap that he knows he can be very healthy at, but he knows as well. Forget this. Look, Big Boy Stevo knows, and he's going to try and kill him on these Raptors. But SKT1 Fantasy is here. Can Big Boy Stevo get it? He gets the smite, so he can get level 2. He does have a little bit more damage as of right now, but with Cassandra roaming as well, I feel bad. El Diablo is going to have to start on his wolves, which, to be fair, it is completely fine. You do a lot of damage with that Reaping Slash, especially with the pets as well. You're going to get a lot of health, so it is completely fine. As you can see, Kane walking over to the Raptors, well, shadow stepping over to the Raptors, trying to get a little bit more easy camps for him to take. Azrael Lazarus getting really low on these top trades. I don't think this goes in favor of him. Ooh, very close to that landing. But yeah, especially with Belveth on this top side, it's going to get very dangerous. I will pan over here. She is very low, though, so maybe, you know, might not work his best. Will be level 3 for Styler, and I do believe, yeah, Big Boy Stevo has ticked over as well, but with a slight bit of health advantage. Deadly Fish, I've not seen him miss a hook all day, and he, you know, supports his lane once again by getting a lovely bit of damage there. Kane is here. He was able to take the Raptors and the red buff from the side of Quantify Force, so he's able to get some stuff. Trading coming down. TW Master trying to bait it out, and it is working. Zidrex flashes over to get the first blood. Goes popped as well, and it will reset, so he will have a bit more ability to be able to kite out, but it is not enough. El Diablo takes that 1-for-1, will collect the souls and the stacks for Blue Kane, which is something El Diablo might want to go. It will be interesting to see what form he takes. But right now, it is a 1-for-1 with, I think, El Diablo on the up and up. Definitely, you know, ready for Big Boy Stevo's tricks this time. Has counter-invaded, has made sure not to fall too much behind in terms of CS. And it's working a bit more better for him now than it was last game. Gotta get some water. It is not going well for Azrael Lazarus on this top side. He is just getting, you know, you're a Necton as well. This is, you know, Styler really styling on him. God, I'm funny. It's really bad on this top side. Ornis might even be able to get a freeze if we look at this wave. Yes, that will freeze if Styler wants to. As, yeah, that is going to be very tough. We see the TP coming back as well from the top side. Good dodge from Lavender Lala will allow a little bit of a trade come in against Deadly Fish. With El Diablo in the area, we could see a little bit more done here. Deadly Fish getting a bit of damage, but the hook was there. Thought about it. I was thinking about it at least. Oh, and speaking of lane domination, look at that trade in that bot side. So much damage, and then in the top side as well, Big Boy Stevo looking for a gank onto this top side. Azrael Lazarus is low, he has the wave push, the freeze from Styler 1 meant that he was already up here. Styler 1, that is okay. We're going to run with it. Azrael Lazarus getting a good cull, trying to get as much damage. Conqueror propped from the side of Big Boy Stevo with a knock-up, will get enough damage. And Big Boy Stevo gets another kill on that. Not another kill, it's her first kill, but it's not lost for the side of Outlaw Cowboys. It is a bit more close, as we do see El Diablo Reaping Slash away from that Q, from that Blitzcrank hook, and get a dragon. So we're not going to see as much dragging stacking this game as we saw before, which is going to be nice for Outlaw Cowboys. This is something we very much need. There was no smite on El Diablo, so that was actually quite close to being taken. So it was a nice try from Zerodex, but it does not work. And right there, we saw why Sivir is picked often into hook champions. She can press that shield, and even if it lands as Deadly Fish, will probably land it on you, given his track record in this game. Is able to use that shield, and while it does no longer restore mana as it used to do for Sivir, it now restores health, but it will not last if you're able to land 2 hooks back to back. Mana shield pop from Blitzcrank, as we do see that trade go back, but Azrael Lazarus level 6 to level 5, Ornhorn already popped. This is going very well for Azrael Lazarus. Why are we on this fight here? Cassandra takes down the Kane, overstepping for Raptors in the bot side. That top lane play didn't managed to go through fruition. A close shave for Tyler, but El Diablo caught lacking there, going into the ops jungle and, you know, just being, you know, slapped up. Yeah, I don't know what to say. You know, I don't want to say jungle diff. It is a very, like, BM thing to say, El Diablo, a very like competent and good jungler in his own right. It's kind of unfair, especially against a jungler as prominent as Big Boy Stevo is. See the ultimate pop from Azrael Lazarus here. We see a big 1v1, but with that redaction ultimate, they're going to get so much more damage, consistent as well. No dash from Styler, as a little bit of minion block there does stop the engage. We are getting a little bit of lag there. Apologies, folks. It is so hard to dive in Ornn, especially with a jungler there with you. Knock up from Ornn is good. Big Boy Stevo trying to run away, but Azrael is got the damage, has got a lot to offer. Big Boy Stevo getting very low, but the E with the damage resistance and the damage will take down Azrael Lazarus once again. 2 kills for this Bel'Veth, both on this top side. And we do see it slipping once again. However, it is on the top side. We will have to see what TW Master and Janna do for this. Oh my god, I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I've just realized that you guys can't see the fucking screen. Apologies for that one. I had not pressed the button. Mock me, I don't care. Can't be asked anymore. You know what? If VL streams went well without any hiccups, it would probably mean the death of this server. Because it's just like a constant, It's like, how do you know you're living in, like, Britain if there's not a scandal every other week, Like, oh, I know, like, it's bad, but at least I know, like, I'm here. My surroundings have not changed that much. But I'm sorry for that one, guys. I'm sorry I had to. I mean, this is a podcast show anyway. I don't really know what you were expecting. But yeah, we are back now. We see a 2v2 in the top side. Big Boy Stevo trying to get down, but another hook from Deadly Fish does not miss. The ult from El Diablo trying to get away with the flash will try and run away from Styler. Styler's so tanky with that level 8. Will be able to get a lot of damage taken onto him, and he's just able to walk out. Still, 3 members of Outlaw Cowboys there can just flash out, and there is no worries. But yeah, it is. Yeah, apologies, guys. I did not see chat there. We'll just check in to see how you're all doing. Long day. Honestly, you have no idea. Look at that trade. Yeah, look at that trade. You guys couldn't see it. Sorry, guys. But yeah, we are back now. You can see everything on the screen. And if we go to... Oh my god, Lavandolada! Oh, the heal having to be popped as well. Oof. That was, a bit of a mistake there. As we see the gold lead as well. Just to catch you up with the context of the game, we see a 1k gold lead on the side of this Bel'Veth. Because of those 2 kills that they found on that top side. Gold leads both in the mid and bot as well for Quantify Force, as well as in the top side. Support going fairly even, but that's okay. If all your primary carries have got gold, then you're sitting pretty. This Bel'Veth could become very scary, as Big Boy Stevo was last game as well. Remember that Jarvan did not die, and this Bel'Veth hasn't died either. So, this could be very scary. I know we love to see a little bit of top lane trading. We could see something more, but look at this bot side right now. So many people in the area. We see 2 plates taken already. Stop sending me to topside. But with the crab taken, there's nothing that El Diablo can do here. The resets had to come in for the bot side. The ultimate used by Ezreal to try and get a little bit down. Maybe a little bit of damage, but just the denial. Look at Deadly Fish. Look at Deadly Fish right there. Look, looking and making sure that if any step up happens, it was like, oh, we actually do see a hook miss. We see a hook miss, guys. Deadly Fish is human. Let the people know. But, yeah, it is. Oh, God, that is not where you want to be against Nico. And even with the shield, TW Master running for their life. The hook lands again. Deadly Fish gets his redemption. It's 6-1 for Quantify Force, looking to go undefeated. 7 games in a row could be, amazing. Don't know if it would be VL history. Would have to look back in the history books for that one, which I'm certainly not going to do right now. But yeah, big props. I think if the game ended now, I still would have to give it to Big Boy Stevo. Has just played a cracking, amazing game as a jungler. But Deadly Fish, very much an underrated superstar. Lavender Lana just not having a fun time in this bot lane. And, oh, Deadly Fish does go down. Okay, there we go. Big Boy Stevo has secured it. He obviously had to tank for the dive. Did just take one more than he wanted to. Azrael Lazarus doing his best. Very much, you know, trying. El Diablo going in. Does have the Shadow Step. So will be able to Umbral Trespass. Apologies. Does Azrael Lazarus go down? No, he doesn't. A good play for the side of Outlaw Cowboys. And a ray of hope in this very much gloomy game for the side of Outlaw Cowboys. He is mortal. Yes. Wait, Mr. Diabetic, you're not actually in the you're not actually in the game, are you? And you're talking in Twitch chat. That'd be nuts. Flash away from Ezreal because, again, we know Deadly Fish does not miss. You're at work. Okay, thank God. Wait, by work, you don't mean like actual work, like you're not working at the Rift. Not working... not like working for Quantify, are you? But yeah, apologies for that one. Yeah, Orn, the Styler in the top side doing very well. Yeah, no. Wow, down to 20 viewers. That radio section of the cast not going as well, especially for viewership. But for the 20 of you who are still here, I'm very much your Boris's assistant. That is amazing. We see on the top side quite a bit of a trade going on for Azrael Lazarus here, but Big Boy Stevo is here to pick up once again his 7th camp. Azrael Lazarus has just died again and again. It is rough. The E will take it for Belbeth as it is now a 2v2, but she has that ultimate form. Lavender Lana, Deadly Fish does not miss. These are things that just happen, you know. I mean, credit, you know, she's been trying to do her best, but, you know, this team, you know, there's a reason why they're undefeated in this league. They are very good, they are very proactive, and keep saying proactive. Deadly Fish, does he miss? He does not go it, he does not risk ruining one of amazing streak. El Diablo trying to clear the wave, but the knockups at Deadly Fish lands it again. Oh, El Diablo, he's been airborne this entire time, and he does go down. You know, not having a fun game right now. In the bot side, SKT1 Fantasy almost turns it around, but Cassandra, you know, just such a consistent, great player who also still hasn't died, I think, this entire series. We see the second Rift Herald going over to Belbeth, which she is going to love for that ultimate form. And yeah, Quantify Force, you know. Whoever is in the VL graphics department, you know, might want to start making a Quantify Force banner at the end, because they are looking really good. Might save your time, but who knows? You know, it's still very much up in the air. We do see the static shift completed for Ezreal. We talked about that before. It's going to be helpful if he wants to try and one-shot, get a combo off. Very much a threat you don't want to underestimate, but with the gold difference that we see, an 8,000 gold lead, it's going to be tough to utilize that, at least effectively. What's gonna be a good thing that's gonna happen to you this week? Forget any stresses, you know, that you might have. What's one thing this week that you're looking forward to? Is it the VL stream? Is it something that's happened in your life? Is it something proud you want to share? So what's happening right now? Because, you know, this, you know, Quantify Force looking very proud right now. There's a big team fight on that bottom side, as we will just pan over to their Big Boy Stevo. Going onto SKT Fantasy, Cassandra pops the ult and it lands onto 2. And it means a cleanup of the fight. SKT1 Fantasy trying to run, but is not able to. The kill from Azrael Lazarus is really good. Big props for trying to keep this game alive. But the TP, once again, that's just rude. Making sure that Azrael can't even get a single kill on this top side. It will not be the Dragon Soul yet. but with a 15-4 kill score. Deadly Fish looking for it. The E is charged. Will try and get a knock-up if they can. Oh, TW Master accepts their fate. We don't even know what the TW stands for, but it might not matter. Outlaw Cowboys still looking good, though. With that one win, it's going to be very good. Another hook lands from Deadly Fish onto Lavandalala. Lavandalala goes down. Citrix might go down, though. Oh, but El Diablo can't get that final bit of damage down. Oh, disaster. As a 9-0-4, Belbeth tears up the rift. Deadly Fish does miss once again, letting us mortals know that it is possible to play at his level. But wow, only just. But yeah, this is clinical. This is brutal. As I was saying before, Outlaw Cowboys still are in a good position in terms of the standings. If you are an Outlaw Cowboys fan, they are at 3-game wins, so that could very much see them through, especially with a Blaze, as we heard earlier, not doing so well against Frostbite Mayhem. 3 teams will be going out. One of them will be Limelight Avalon. One of them will be Limelight Avalon. And the other 2 are up for guess. You know, it is a Blaze Academy. They do have, you know, they only have one game that they've won. That was against Limelight Avalon, but because they forfeited, they also get that win automatically. So it didn't really help them that much. But they have a lot of games left. They have a lot of time to prove it. 2 or 3 games, I believe. You know, this is the last one for Outlaw Cowboys. And then they really have to see, you know, will Mayhem, will it come down to some strength of victory between Nova, Mayhem, Outlaw? We'll really have to see. So they might have done enough already, but I really don't know the maths right now. Outlaw Cowboy certainly hoping it goes in their favor. Yeah, if I'm thinking back on the teams that will benefit if it's a tie game. So while we have quite a lull period, as we have most of the game, Deadly Fish trying to... Wow, Ezreal's out there. El Diablo trying to get a little bit of damage down. Does choose the red form, as I have not pointed out yet, but will not get much down. Yeah, talking about strength of victory, so if 2 teams are tied in the standings, it goes to something called strength of victory, which is if you win against quote-unquote stronger teams in the standings, then that gives you more points in strength of victory. So let's say I lost to all the bad teams, but I won against all the good teams. That would be better, obviously. That would give me more points than winning against all the bad teams, but losing against all the good teams. That's probably going to go in the favor of Mayhem, first and foremost, as they did pick up that win against 50-50. So that's going to be... that could come in real clutch for them. Don't know much about the other team. We do see there was a little bit of a fight up there. Wow, Deadly Fish is really in there right now. Looking for those hooks, looking for those plays, but with Baron up, Big Boy Stevo with that attack speed will just be able to take the Baron quite quickly, I might add as well, with that Kraken Slayer, with that Blade of the Rune King. We'll just be able to take that down so quickly. Baron already at a 3rd health, and they only need 2 people here. But here comes El Diablo! Oh my god, we've seen this before! And he does able to steal it. That's lovely. Lovely from the Kane. As, you know, we saw this again against Frostbite Mayhem. The lines are actually quite split here. SKT1 Fantasy does get taken down. Let's stop watching this, as we do see the fight to calm down for now. As we see in the bot side, Azrael Lazarus also trying to get some pressure down. 2-level advantage lead over there. Big Boy Stevo trying to go in DW Master, but it will not be enough. The bot side play does cease, as Lavandalada once again, you know, this Janna not having a fun time. Big Boy Stevo 11-0-4. He is smurfing Azrael Lazarus. I mean, I love you, man. You've been trying to keep this game alive, and we love you for it. Keeping that Cowboy score somewhat competitive, but yes. We'll be able to take a tower, which is nice. It means it is not a clean sweep of towers. Oh, that El Diablo W does land. Flash in will take them napping. Guys, come on. You don't need to be so just backing in their faces. They do get punished for it as well. Nice bit of gold injection, but the 2 carries of Big Boy Stevo and Cassandra still have not died this entire series. You know, the And Lavendalana, once again, is going to be picked up. As what? Deadly Fish gets deleted off the map. SKT1 Fantasy showing that the power of that burst build, that was amazing. Big Boy Steve actually having to run here a little bit. We see the 4 members of Outlaw Cowboys coming out. A lovely route from Cassandra there, but it gets taken down. Oh no, her perfect series does come to an end. It is only Big Boy Stevo now with that perfect run and taking a dragon for their troubles. You know, very overconfident for the side of Quantify Force. And if you look, it's down to a 3k gold lead. That is the power of bounties. That is the power of objective bounties, of player bounties. That's a huge misplay. Playing very, very overconfident, and has given Outlaw Cowboys the perfect avenue back into this game. We'll have to prove it, of course. We'll also have to spend it. If we look at the items, we will see most of that money is on that Ezreal, who was able to get so much done, and on the Renekton, who has a 3k gold lead. That is insane. But yeah, a 4k gold lead for the side of Big Boy Stevo. 3-ish, well, more like 2-ish gold lead on the side of Azaya. They've got that mid inhibitor taken down just like last time. It is the same story of Deadly Fish looking to zone with those hooks, having pressure in the mid lane, and they're able to just walk with the Baron minions. However, there are no minions so far, and it is on TPing away, making sure that no additional objectives can be taken. As a little mango drink that I got from downstairs. The back being disrupted is pretty big. Deadly Fish does not miss. That's my casting. This is actually insane. Like, he has hacks. I'm sorry. I can't accept this. This is nuts. This is, and an Ezreal as well. He just. I need to get. Hopefully we can get him for the interview. As after this we will have an interview. We'll see. Maybe what his tips are, or will we get Forks? Will we get Forks' wife? Who knows? Anything can happen here in VL. That's why we stay tuned. All 20 of us. So, you know, watch this space, folks. Cassandra getting a little bit chunked there by El Diablo, who does have the healing now with the Gore Drinker and the Black Cleaver. Ornhorn coming out, signals that Quantify Force want to end this game, and it does land onto 2. Lavendalana and Azrael having the Ornn mark on them. Zidrex walking very far. The ultimate pop from Azrael Lazarus, but Zidrex is so clear, so good. A 2-man knockup from Cassandra is good damage. El Diablo trying to buy best, and will do with the Humble Trespass. A lot of healing buys them a lot of time. Featherless Fly comes from Z-Red-X, trying to buy space, trying to buy a little bit more time. But oh my god, it is a 2 for 2 right now. A very well held defense from the side of Outlaw Cowboys, able to hold on. And has he spent his gold yet? No, he has. I was about to say, Ezreal has 3,000 gold that he needs to go and spend. Nico, on the other hand, with minus 50. So, you know, a tale of two stories there for the side of both mid laners, but you know, that Ezreal really needs to spend that gold. I mean, oh my god, imagine if you have that Lich Bane there. It'd be insane. But yeah, the Outlaw Cowboys are able to hold, are able to put, you know, a bit of a last stand, you know. This will be the last game of the series if Outlaw Cowboys lose here. And with, you know, no team on Soul Point yet, it is certainly doable. It is certainly possible. Azrael Lazarus, especially with the split push, they are running quite a 1-3-1 comp right now, allowing Sivir to be able to collect some of those minions. 3 people running up towards the top side mean Azrael Lazarus has got to be careful here. We will make sure to go on to direct camera so that we can go up to the top side. Thank you. Azrael Lazarus caught out. Level 16 is really good, but level 16 will not mean much against a big boy Stevo who is 13-0-6, but he's still able to get out, and here comes TW Master, takes down Cassandra 0-0 already. The hook lands from Deadly Fish once again, is able to take down the ADC, but El Diablo he lands a W. Oh, he threads the needle, but the ultimate comes down, the ultimate treads past. Z-Red-X is trying to get out, but Deadly Fish goes down once again. Up onto the bot side, El Diablo is able to almost take down Big Boy Stevo to deny him that perfect game. Oh! The... What? Oh my god. I need to have a lot more energy now. The static shift proc is able to execute Big Boy Stevo, denying him the perfect game. And folks, we're level pegging. It's 500 gold in it, and we are watching right now Outlaw Cowboys take the Baron. And if we look at the objectives, which I haven't put up this entire game, it's 10 seconds to Dragon. They're going to be able to get that as well. And oh my god, Outlaw Cowboys take the gold lead for the first time in this series. I wanted this to be a quick game, guys. I needed my voice to, you know, heal. But they're not allowing me. They're wanting drama, Quantify Force. They wanna get more practice in, and I can't blame them. The Dragon will go very swiftly over to the side of Outlaw Cowboys, who are now looking very, very pretty with that gold lead. Especially from before. Excuse me. Oh. Advantage here is that the Ornn items are also coming through. We see Ornn on that level 14, giving it first and foremost to the Xayah. Interesting choice there. Trying to get maybe more consistent damage, thinking maybe if Big Boy Stevo oversteps, that he will not be able to get that consistent damage out, that the Navori Quick Blades, that has now been upgraded into the Flicker. Such a child. Who thought that was a good idea? Oh god, El Diablo, run, my guy. It gets the knock-up. We'll be able to buy time with that Ultras Pass. The TP coming in, and here is Outlaw Cowboys. Remember, with the gold lead this time. Rabadon's Death Tap, almost complete for the side of this Ezreal. We'll need a bit more gold to complete it. Flicker. Who made that? God damn it. This might be the final fight, folks. Azrael Lazarus on a bouncy castle right now, but will be so helpful with all of that health regen. A flash used somewhere will land once again on Azrael Lazarus. Deadly Fish misses, guys. This is... Oh god, this is not a good folks. Styler, you do not want to be giving your guy an upgrade as a level 17 Renekton is running you down. Big Boy Stevo comes in, the Cassandra ult goes, but it only lands onto one. El Diablo comes in trying to get the health damage used, but it will not be enough. It looks like Outlaw Cowboys actually losing this fight right now. Lavender trying to run with the heal as well. Lavender using the shield as well, but Big Boy Stevo is going, will use the ultimate as well as the ultimate form is popped. Deadly Fish miss once again. Does not matter as they do win that fight. 2-0 for the side of Quantify Force. They realize the trolling is over. You know, we gotta play properly now. Big Boy Stevo with that attack speed, that infinite scaling will only get bigger. Does manage to dodge the ult with a nice dash as well. Fantasy looking for poke. He's not landing as much as he would want it to. He really does need that Rabadon's death cap. Styler now giving the Ornn upgrade, this time to Nico. I think it's because, I don't know, no, I'm fairly sure those Bel'Veth items can be upgraded. But maybe he doesn't expect that Bel'Veth to be the carry that they want. We do see a little bit of armor on the side of this Renekton. He is very unkillable right now. I feel like that's something that Bel'Veth would absolutely want to chew through. My Twitch, my phone has died, which is what I was looking to look at Twitch chat, so I can no longer correspond with you. I also can't control the stream, so let's hope this is a bit more of a banger now. We'll be fine, we'll be fine. I know you guys can see the screen. We're all okay. But, yeah, it's a very tense game right now. It's 200 gold in it. Oh, that's incredible. Outlaw Cowboys bringing it back from the absolute depths of destruction. The ultimates from Ezreal still not landing, but with his passive, he will be able to get that ultimate right back very quickly. We do see Dragon spawning in 1 minute. Will not be soul for Quantify Force. but it will be for Outlaw Cowboys. I'm breathless. I don't know what to say. It is just a back and forth game. There didn't need to be a back and forth, but I guess Quantify Force playing with their food a little bit or making, quite a serious blunder. We will have to see. This is also why we have interviews, so we can see what was really going on in the minds of these players. Stay tuned for afterwards. We will hopefully get that interview all set up. But for now, these players have a game to play. Mid tower going down gives Outlaw Cowboys a lot more space to breathe. El Diablo 1v3ing right now. Humble Trespass used to buy some time, trying to heal, but it works out for El Diablo. Is able to get a kill onto the Z-Red X. Oh my god, Cassandra gets killed as well! What's happened? Both carries have died from the side of Quantify Force. And this is Soul. Soul, Chemtech Soul, mind you, has gone to the side of Outlaw Cowboys. This is incredible. This is absolutely incredible. I don't know what's going through Big Boy Stevo's mind right now. And, Outlaw Cowboys, they don't want to leave it up to chance if they get through or not. They want to secure their name, to secure their spot in these finals. Can Big Boy Stevo, they know he's here, can he do what El Diablo did to him all that time ago? All that time ago, it was in the same series. He does not. He decides against it, and with Baron taken as well, folks. Sitting at a 4-3k lead for the side of Outlaw Cowboys. This is incredible. This shows, this team, they can't be underestimated. They can pull it back. Fantasy, they had such a close game against Mystics, and he was able to pull it through there as well with that Corki and Vigor, and now we see this Ezreal picked out as well. Another complication for draft if you are going to go against this team. Look at that ultimate damage. That says all that you need to know about this Rabadon's Death Cap. Ezreal now. 4 items. Azrael going in. Z-Red X is trying to get the peel, and it does. Azrael Lazarus going down. That is so much health, so much shield. That does get popped. Ultimate now from TW Master trying to get away. Deadly Fish lands a hook again. This is good news. And oh my god, we see it collapse. We see everything collapse. The lines, the formation, the players. As now with 40 seconds death timers. With only Ezreal alive, this could be it. You see the minion following closely. There is one minion wave here. We will need to use the static shift wisely from Fantasy if he wants to be able to take it down. But, after getting their hopes up, I don't know if this was some sort of Saw-like game. Getting their hopes up, thinking he'd escaped. But Fantasy trying to... Oh, the hook lands, but he does buffer it nicely with that arcane shift. Fantasy doing the right thing, trying to get rid of the minions, and it does work for now. 13 seconds on El Diablo, 8 on Renekton, and 4 on Sivir. Means that they do have to back away with nothing but an inhibitor. Oh my god, it is still going, folks. Unlike my jaw, which is slowly stopping. Oh my god. I don't know if it's my jaw or it's my wisdom teeth. I really need to get this looked at. Every time I talk, I cast. Slowly gets more painful. But hey, that's how you know you're in the present moment, right? That's how you know. Ah, interesting. So we do see the Ornn item come out for the Belveth, but he was waiting to put that on the Ginsus. Interesting. Not wanting to put it on the Black Cleaver or the Kraken Slayer or the Blade. That's interesting. I like that. We'll see if that pays off. As looking up and down the field here. Only one champion in TFT here, so I can't make any, Renekton jokes about, Shurimas or Bruisers. It's a real shame. But alas. Who got that? It was Big Boy Stevo, El Diablo. He's actually playing quite a big role here. We actually see the Sereldas. I assume for the slow than the armor shred, but it's gonna mean that this Hurricane is going to survive for so long. Deadly Fish flashing in. He does not miss, but it goes onto the TW Master's shield. Worried about if Cassandra, if that clone was the real one, but it's not. Ornhorn comes in, it's signaling the fight. So we go to press A. Here comes Deadly Fish. It only lands onto one. Are they going to try and burst down Azrael? They are. So much health, so much. Oh my god, Azrael is buying so much space. The ult coming in. And here comes Fantasy trying to get as much damage down as they can. Styler trying to buy space. Big Boy Stevo looking really low here. The two carries from the side of Outlaw Cowboys putting in work. There are blinking health bars everywhere here for the side of... Oh my god, for the side of Quantify Force. And they have a minion wave. They can push in here as they have to go for health. Both inhibitors in this mid lane will be going down. Only one dead. Only Styler who has gone down. But as we pressed A, we have to go back onto the objective timers. And look at that, folks. Look at the bottom right of your screen. 1 minute until Elder Dragon. The team that gets this is almost certainly going to win any team fight. And you see that in the bottom. Lavendelara actually maybe looking a bit caught out, but he is able to run with that speed that Janna instantly gets, but not as fast as Deadly Fish. But the Hurricane will dissuade it. 40 seconds, and you see how prepared Quantify Force are. It just shows, like, no, fair credit, they did have to get an inhibitor. Did Outlaw Cowboys. Oh my god, they don't see this, do they? That's options. Oh, they see it now. That was well played. That was well sensed out. That was huge. And look at the damage from that ultimate that Ezreal just fired out as well. That might have been a game-saving blue ward from Ezreal there. El Diablo with the movement now is just able to shadow the jungler. Make sure, you know, it can't be engaged on too well. Actually, a big bit of damage from El Diablo is starting off this one. Shut down from El Diablo proves his worth as a jungler. Oh my god, proving everything we thought about this game wrong so far. Sylar gets a big bit of damage, but the Lavendelara gets taken down. Almost. The Monsoon will buy a bit more time as Ezreal takes down another. Cyradex is trying to do as much, but he cannot. He uses the ultimate, but it's in the wrong direction. As, oh my god, Outlaw Cowboys with one mistake after another from Quantify Force pull back the game, and it's 1-1, and we're going to game 3. Woo! Oh my god. Incredible, absolutely incredible. I cannot believe what I've just witnessed. You know, Outlaw Cowboys, you know, it might have been a bit of karma there, Quantify Force playing with their food, but they couldn't end. They backed straight in their faces. They thought they were fine, and they weren't. They took the piss, and well, they're very much, oh my god, they're stained all over. It's 1-1. Oh, stay tuned, folks, because when we're back, it will be Game 3, the decider, if Quantify Force can remain undefeated or Outlaw Cowboys can pick up the upset of this season so far. Stay tuned, folks. I I almost pressed stop streaming instead of unmute. Guys, I'm losing it. If someone wants to join in Colorcast, you're more than welcome to. But I'm more than happy to keep going. Had a bit of a swig. My girlfriend is looking at me with even more sympathy eyes, but also I think a bit more of a, you did this to yourself. And I understand that, especially, but it is an honor to cast, such an amazing banger of a game. Just before we go to scores on the door, if someone could please tell me if there even was a game between Quantify, Nova, and Grace Light, because I would love to know. Yeah, we will get scores on the door in a bit, because we have had a bit of an update there. Wow, that Ezreal, static shiv Ezreal, we've seen it come out in the meta, we've seen it come out in the, welcome back to the patch rundown and how meta it is, but we've seen it played. Oh wow, Fantasy really pulled off so critical there. Showed in the damage numbers, showed in just how much poke he was able to get off. Some of those ultimates, just half health the entire team, especially before that Elder Dragon fight as well. So critical. Fantasy so underrated there. We will just get back into the game. You're more than welcome, anyone, come into this fucking stream. Do you want to cast League of Legends? Come in now and be here. Is this? Oh, it's yeah. So 1 second, as I will just be. Oh yeah, thank you for the messages, everyone, telling me. You are more than welcome, Crenzy. By the way, Crenzy, my manager from Frostbite Mayhem, just finished up a game. We will get to what those scores were. Someone in chat, tell me the scores, for God's sake. Also, I need to get into this goddamn game. I need to get the stream codes, the codes up for the thing. Come on, where are you? There you are. Wow, what a tight game. That was incredible. Just shows, pride become a fall before a fall. I'm not Christian. I just thought of that because, oh wow. I mean, if Force end up losing it because of that, I can't. I wouldn't be able to believe it. I'd be insane. But alas. Okay, a lot of people. But I think we should have. You are welcome. So yeah, to anyone who wants to join, honestly, the first person who can come in, just go into the VL stream if you are on the Discord, and come into. Oh, that's why I'm not in the Discord chat because no one here is with me. Well, now, okay. First person who gets in, I'm not really fussed either way. But, thank you, Poro. Oh, you're amazing. Finally, someone who can tell me the goddamn scores. Right, let me change this up so we can be a proper caster. Give us 1 second. Alright, we're almost there. We're almost there for scores on the doors. Just need to shift this over a little bit more. And here we are. Ready. Alright. Oh, no, we are not, because for some reason I turned that back on. Alright, here we go. Let's stop with the lo-fi and get back with the rock music, because ladies and gentlemen, we've got the scores on the doors for the other two teams. Frostbite Mayhem were able to take down Ablaze 2-0 in a crucial match for them, taking them to 3 wins. Ablaze Academy possibly out already, but they do have some games taken to them. Very big for Frostbite Mayhem. And on the other side, a not surprising win there for Grace Light Ruby, who are currently 3rd in the Champions. That was a little bit loud on the side of the rock music, but it is what it is. Quantify Nova. Oh, okay, I didn't mean quiet. There we go. Quantify Nova need to take another game now because they are now, I believe, in the drop zone. They need to win another game to be safe in this in this contest, because oh my god, they could go out, but they're a very good team. I know they can pull it back. So yeah, we will see. Wow. Some people have been texting me like, am I okay? And the answer is no. But the answer, because I'm amazing. I'm casting VL for a game 3. I've got my makeshift standing desk. I'm moving back and forward. I'm ready to see what Outlaw Cowboys can pull back. Can Quantify Force bring out that Ivan? We've not seen it banned out. Do they want to run that strat again? Do they want to run Milio? Do they want to not run this Blitzcrank? It has been working really well. Hang on. 5 minutes. They've changed sides again. So we do have a little bit of an update. Given that Quantify Force have taken red side. As we were talking about before, it is a very advantageous side to be in when you get those counter picks. The problem with it, it means I have to do a lot of control and paste. If anyone wants to join stream, you're more than welcome to. Just go into VL stream and go onto the Discord, which I am in. Please come in. Be respectful. You know, bring the energy. Talk to us about your game, because you know some of my team, they did just finish up their game against the Blaze Academy, winning, which was amazing. They can tell us about that as well. They can do a bit of color casting. By the way, if you are interested in doing casting, color casting definitely the way to go first. It can be quite tiring, I think, doing play-by-play, especially if you're trying to keep it hype. Especially if you're trying to, you know, not die. But yes, that should be all the sides replaced there. You know what, we will... yes, color casting is very fun. Right, what's the problem? How do we join? VL stream. The casted... Oh, right. Okay, hang on. Right, god damn... Oh, I see you guys. Right. You know what? We're gonna join the waiting room. Hello, guys.
Hello.
Hello, you're both on stream. Whichever one of you want to color cast, you're more than welcome to.
I'd love to do it, but if Edgar wants to do it more than me, sure.
I don't know how to color cast.
Okay, we'll take Zeko.
Right.
Sorry, Edgar. Thank you though.
Yeah, no worries.
All right, Zeko, welcome to the stream. How are we doing? How was the game against the Blaze?
What is this? I want to join.
Oh my god, Crinzy, we're on stream. Get out of here. Go away.
You didn't know how to join. I think he AFK too. But games overall went fairly well. Like everybody maintained a really good attitude. We had kind of a low kill game overall.
Mm-hmm.
And we just kind of played macro the first game and just went through that.
Well, congratulations for your win. Very critical for the playoffs, but let's not waste too much time. Let's go to this game. Just to bring you quickly up to date, it is a 1-1 score. This is Outlaw Cowboys versus Quantify Force. Now, it was a very dominant game from Quantify Force in that first game. Very just, you know, jungler of Big Boy Stevo on that Jarvan went completely deathless, but turned it around in game 2 after a huge mistake from Quantify Force. An Ezreal mid with static Shiv doing so much damage on that AP, and that one mistake allowed Outlaw Cowboys in a 35-minute game to pull it back. And yeah, we're in game 3, Zeko. It's gonna be an exciting one.
Yeah, I mean, especially with the static Shiv just coming out, it's definitely cool seeing people like adapting to the meta. I know a lot of, especially mobile mages, are actually taking on static Shiv as like their rush. Currently, by the way, game lobby is full for me, so I cannot join right now.
Yeah, I've just asked someone to go into spectate, so we can bring you in.
Sounds
yeah,
good.
it is. We've now got Quantify Force, who have chosen red side once again. We were talking about this before, and by we I mean I was talking about it to myself.
It sounds like a normal day as a League of Legends player, honestly.
We're talking about... I need to stop using we. I was talking about the ability for red side to have so much counter pick, especially with R3, R5, getting that last pick. Anything you experience in R5s? Like, how do you draft on red side? Is there anything, particularly with Mayhem, you like to see, you like to play around with? I don't know.
So, I mean, right now, given the fact that our mid laners typically has somewhat of a limited champ pool, we try and actually pick mid lanes early. But my overall kind of methodology when it comes to drafting is I want to reserve R5 for top laners. So usually we kind of go into the drafts taking out jungle, bot lanes, maybe a one trick if it's absolutely necessary. But as far as like picking, we typically do we try and do jungle ADC for R1, R2, unless and try and get a flex with that. But we try and save support for kind of like R3 because that gives you the most versatility in that first draft. And then you just target ban, usually the mid laner in this case, because you want to blind your mid laner usually.
Just want to point out, Zeko. Crinzy's going full on like ham in the chat right now.
Of course,
he is not happy about.
I'm gonna get told off later, but it's okay. I'm happy with revealing the secrets. Gotta make it interesting. Gotta make people think.
No, he's annoyed that he's not casting.
Oh, that too.
Okay, we have production is ready. We have a color and we have a play-by-play. We have an actual full level cast. This could be interesting. Getting like a caster halfway in and just like having them talk to you about the games. It was very interesting, like hearing what you had to say. How was Toast Crumbs, by the way? How was it going against your former mid lane? Oh no, you weren't there. You replaced him.
I wasn't. Yeah, no, I was the replacement to him. Overall, it was pretty good. It's actually funny. Kakan kind of came in, and just. I don't think Toast had a lot of fun playing into Kakan because the first game, it was a Darius counter matchup into Mordekaiser. Then the second game, he decided to blind Akali, and we just picked Mundo into him. So.
Sad. You hate to see it.
Yeah.
Still...
On the plus side, Kakan had the highest damage as Mundo a second game. So.
Wow. Well, that's what Mundo can do. Anyway, we see this is the exact same bans that we saw from game 2. We saw a heavy jungle denial from Big Boy Seva, making sure he can't get on those engaging junglers. Jarvan, Amumu, and Zac taken away. And the same bans we also see from Quantify Force. That Mordekaiser taken away from Azrael Lazarus, the Hecarim as the carry jungler, and the Seraphine.
Yeah. It is, knowing Steve-O, because I've actually known, he used to play on a friend team of mine. He can pretty much reliably play at most junglers, so I'm not at all shocked to, see that they're trying to take out some of his picks, to try and, keep him from having so much of an impact. Because he definitely has that impact as a jungler.
Yeah, but wow, we actually see a little bit of a run back. The Ashe first pick, which was the same draft that we saw Outlaw Cowboy go in the first game. Obviously, they get very heavily punished there. The difference here being the Jarvan wasn't banned out in game 1. We see the Nico and Xayah, which were both played in game 2, being picked up. This Nico usually going to the mid lane of Cassandra.
Yeah, and that makes a lot of sense. Nico mid is a menace, just to put it nicely.
Yeah, the Kayn as well.
Yeah.
Sorry, as I was just going to say, Kayn, Renekton, this has been a staple of the Outlaw team. Renekton, I think, has been playing in literally all games. Azrael Lazarus has been able to buy a lot of space. And this Kayn El Diablo was actually able to steal a Baron last game. So we see what he's cooking up this game.
Yeah, in our games versus Outlaw, we've experienced the pain of Diablo's Kayn. It is the pain, Kayn.
And very good at it as well. We saw that, I was very worried about El Diablo in Quantify Force were very good at pushing him around, really good invades and making sure he couldn't get his footing. But in the end, Kayn was able to get off so much healing, using that Humble Trespass to dodge a lot of the damage and just stay a presence. And yeah, this, even though the Ashe first pick, which I feel like can get abused quite heavily. I prefer this draft to game 1, where they did the exact same thing.
Yeah. It is definitely
No!
the Blitz.
Blitzcrank went. Honestly, it is insane. Deadly Fish does not miss a hook. I am convinced this guy scripts. This is like insane. He was nuts. He was really good, and we will not see a Blitzcrank, so we will be seeing something else. Maybe something else with a hook.
Yeah. Naturally, when you ban one hook champ, another one is soon to follow.
Absolutely. And it was, I do remember this, it was the Nautilus that was banned out instead of the Jarvan in the first round of bans for Outlaw Cowboy. So that is able to follow through. Xayah Nautilus is a very strong 2v2 bot lane. But what do you think right now? You know, we've got Malphite going up against Renekton. Usually a good matchup for the Malphite, although we've seen Azrael Lazarus so comfortable on that. Sivir picked up. It was very safe against into these hook champions. How do you feel like this draft is developing?
As of right now, I think the draft identities are kind of different. You have, on the side of Forrester kind of doing your bread and butter. We want to fight you. We want a wombo combo. We want to just go in and fight you. Whereas if you look on the side of Outlaw, you have a lot more poke and kind of safe with the Corki, Sivir, and Ashe, as well as kind of delay with Kayn. As far as individual matchups, it is typically favored in the Malphite, although the early levels it can be quite painful for a Malphite to deal with. But yeah, all in all, it's a pretty decent draft. I think probably the big matchup we'll see is how well can Fantasy deal with Nico. But
Yeah, I mean, a lot has changed here. So Lavendalana is able, that Ashe is actually going to get flexed to her. She has been caught out a lot on this Lulu and Janna, so she does have a high death count. Ashe, one of those champions who also can have a very high death count, but replacing that with the Sivir, so the Sivir at least will not be getting hooked by the Nautilus, but this Ashe once again could be very dangerous. A lot of range from the side of Outlaw Cowboy, and then because this Corki was left up as the Ezreal got banned, this Corki could become a problem, which I believe you had to face when you went up against Outlaw last week.
Oh yeah. I'm trying to sit there and think, did we have a problem with Corki?
Didn't you go?
Yeah, it was kind of a hand for hand. We each kept going after the Corki basically, but yeah, I think one of the games Fantasy ended up brought out the Corki and it was definitely good. But yeah, as far as the overall draft, I would expect to see Outlaw kind of going for more sieges as a group of 5 because they have a lot of disengage and get out of danger. And and I could see obviously we're going to see Force try and establish vision, Force objectives because they have just that hairpin, we want to engage and fight you now.
Yeah, I mean, Xiridux has a lot of weight on his back in the sense that he is the only AD damage on the side of Quantify Force with a double AP mid jungle. But once again, folks, because we have the champions, the players, in the lobby a little bit mixed up, just to run you through the Outlaw Cowboy side. It is Azrael Lazarus on that Renekton once again with El Diablo accompanying him on the Kayn. In the mid lane, it is SKT1 Fantasy on the Corki, the first time we've seen that this game, paired with a Sivir and Ashe in the bot lane. A lot of potential to get a lot of damage, maybe even level 1 or level 2. We've seen this in the LCK, piloted very well by Carrier, and it can have a lot of, even though they are two very squishy ADCs, they can have a lot of damage early game. With trades.
Yeah, with proper trades, you have, just so much, it's just annoying is really all it is.
Yeah.
Ashe constant slow, and if you ever want to go on top of Sivir, you can't because of the spell shield. You're pretty much forced to engage onto the Ashe, and meanwhile, Sivir is pretty much free hitting you.
If someone, if the lovely 30 people in chat could maybe talk a little bit, because every time I look over at chat, I'm just seeing Crinzy's goddamn, just shouting like no, like do you know that meme of what is it? It's Breaking Bad when Jesse's in the car and he's like, no, Jesse.
Of course.
Yeah, so if someone could
Yeah.
talk and get that text just out of my and please, it is not just the Crinzy show in chat. Please tell us how you're feeling, how you're doing. I also need to make sure, because I messed this up last time, to switch over to draft. Switch over to in-game, because I didn't do that last time. And the podcast that these past two games went full on radio with no actual game, so...
Oh no.
So we will also, for the first time, we will have to sync up our games. So you'll have to give us a sec for that, folks. But should be all okay.
All right.
But yeah, talk to me about. We've got a poke comp here essentially from the side of Outlaw Cowboys.
Yeah.
Corky will be able to deal, especially something like a Lilia and Nico that want to get quite far forward to get those engages off. This Corky can get a lot of stuff done. I am into game, but before we sort of sync up, what are your thoughts on this poke comp from Outlaw Cowboys?
It is definitely a difficult comp to execute, because it does require like really good sort of positional awareness from every member of your team. While it is difficult to execute, you can do a lot with it. You have so much potential to take turrets away from people. You can pretty much stop engagements from happening if you were to poke out, say, the Malphite and the Nautilus, so they can't really get a decent engage off. You have a lot of way to kind of control. It's just they have to be aware that they don't win a straight, 100-0 team fight because of the fact of just this sizable difference of the comps.
Yeah, I agree. I'm currently at 10 seconds. Are you able to get there?
Alright, yeah, I'm at 10 seconds as well.
Alright, okay, so 3, 2, 1, play.
Alright.
And there we go. Just got to make sure that we got time controls off. I've zoomed out and I've got my timers all ready for you folks. There we go. Big shout outs to Amy for helping me understand the spectator client a lot more. I never knew you could just zoom out. I thought
that's such an amazing tool.
I know.
Yeah.
I thought it was just something only for casters. We do see another invade from Quantify Force. They really like trying to punish El Diablo. They really want to disrupt his pathing, understand where he's starting. Lilia with a strong level 1 can very much do that. And look, we're going to see another invade. They really want to get a handle on where Kane is.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's a very vital aspect for them to do this. Especially because that is one of the skill tests for a decent jungler actually is to see, all right, how can we screw up his pathing, because a lot of lower elo players kind of have this sort of bare bones, this is how I'm pathing every single time, there's nothing changing.
And he will be spotted here, so they do know that El Diablo is on this top side. Lilia will come try to answer. Lilia also very good at being able to do solo raptors herself, but with Renekton in the area, this is the first time that Kane will be starting his clear without some form of harassment.
I mean, it's definitely good that he doesn't have to worry about the harassment, but I personally prefer, starting raptors as a Kane connoisseur myself.
A little bit of a Kane enjoyer.
Yes, as we all know, I think I change roles as often as a girl changes clothes, so.
Sure. There you go. I just play TFT now. I don't even fucking don't even play League. I mean, no NLC if you're watching. I love League of Legends. I play all the time. We see the no. God, there are gonna be so many if VL highlighted clips and clip me out of context, I'd be done. I'd be finished. But alas, who knows? Are they even watching? Who even knows? we have a fan of yours in chat, Egregious, saying Zeko is the best caster in EU West. So, and Crinzy,
Well, thank you.
And Crinzy saying that he should be the best caster in EU West. So we've also got that as well.
Yep, just naturally.
But we see, actually, just showing how much that Outlaw Cowboys are going for the mid to late game. We see 2 culls bought by both Corki and the Sivir. That is going to give a lot of lane presence and probably looking to give up the first dragon as well.
I mean, yeah, like when you kind of draft something, like you do not have like the greatest, bot lane here. They're gonna try and just absorb pressure. Same with mid lane. They're going to naturally lose a lot of their bot side. I'm actually a little shocked to see El Diablo starting actually top side and going towards the bot lane, because I actually would have opted for something different. Now, granted, it also, like, going back to the previous conversation about how, they tried to mess up Diablo, I bet you he wanted to actually start bot side, but because of the early invade, makes it really difficult for him to be, like, blindly going into his own jungle.
Yeah, Big Boy Snever actually getting quite a bit of damage here. Lilia is one of those champions you cannot mess around with. Does have the flash as well and will use it. Is getting a lot of damage. The center of that W landing, and it's a first blood to Big Boy Snever.
That's just knowing your damage and how much you can do and knowing exactly what he had used previously. Kane using his wall walk, trying to go in and see on that scuttle. Revealed that, he has basically nothing. You're in the center of that area. You have no way of flashing away from the Lilia. She just has so much speed.
Yeah, and you're right about, I think you're actually right about the pathing as well. If we look at this top side, Azrael Lazarus had to miss a cannon there, and, they're so low as well. If Malphite was a bit pushed up as he was before, this Kane could have applied a lot more pressure and get this Renekton going as he had been in the prior 2 games.
And even then, considering this, we would see a difference in the scuttles. It would actually have been a 1-for-1 for scuttles here, because Stevo wouldn't be able to get clear the bottom scuttle and go up and get the top scuttle, because they would be on them at about the same time. So there would be that, and there would also be no solo kill more than likely.
Did El Diablo not even? I think Big Boy Stevo actually got that, even though he tried to snipe it away. But we do see a little bit of a situation as we saw in the first game, with because of that disruption to pathing, because Kane did die, it's a 16 CS, that's 4 camps in the early game that Lilia has advantage for. Buying tier 2 boots as well means she's going to be such a bigger presence. She's going to have so much of a more presence on this map than Kane in the early game.
Yeah. And even now, like, she has so much of an advantage of the camps. She actually cleared her top side before going back, and because she did that, she's just kind of free to go into the jungle, get the get the dragon, because she just has the time to do it.
Yeah.
You're typically allotted for about 10 to 15 seconds to look for a gank and that sort of thing before you start like kind of losing out on time. He has perma-prio from bot lane. He has perma-prio from mid. He can pretty much freely just walk in and get dragon.
Yeah, and one of the things that did mess the Quantify Force up last game was that they didn't have the dragon stacking available to them. It was Outlaw Cowboys who were able to get 1 or 2 dragons themselves, and when it came to that massive throw that obviously probably did a lot more in favor for Outlaw Cowboys, it did mean that they had a lot more room, and it allowed them to get soul. So rushing this Dragon Soul, as Quantify Force did in the first game, it's going to mean that this timer for Outlaw Cowboys is very much on.
Yeah, I mean, you're not going to be allowed to freely let them stack to 3 dragons, because that is just too much pressure for you to worry about.
Yeah, we know it's not going to be an Infernal Drake, so it's going to be good. That is going to be too much damage that would go over, which will be helpful. But
it will not be Infernal or Ocean, because that is an X-Drake.
So it's going to be helpful. Big Boy Sebo actually looking to one-shot Fantasy, but he will use the flash as well, making sure to get very far out of range. A big trade combo and a blow of flashes in the mid lane.
Yeah. Diablo even tried to, look for a way of farming out of Steva's bot lane, but he just can't. And Yeah, I mean, that's just one of those things of just Nico doing so much damage, gets you with that E, hits you with that Q, and before you can even get out, she can just ult you.
Azrael Lazarus getting so much damage. Styler's got to have that ult key hovered, because if there was a dive there, that could have been very dangerous. But Azrael Lazarus, he has dived this Malphite before, and it didn't go well, especially when El Diablo was there as well. But just the story of this early game right now, it's only a 500 gold lead, but if you press X and you look at it, it's 700 of that gold lead even, is all on this list. Yeah. Wow, my brain is like on this planet. Yeah, absolutely. It is very much on this Lilia to dictate this early game.
And, I mean, she kind of has been able to do a lot of that just with the proper clear that she did. She had so much priority on being able to morph her clear, as we saw both of them kind of start with a top-down clear, and then they ended up, if we saw like Lilia, instead of actually going for her bot camps, actually opted to go for Dragon first because she had the priority, and then was able to take that lead and was able to go back to her jungle, clear bot side, and was able to just kind of begin putting, sweeping everything back up towards top lane.
I just hit my foot into my... Oh, the ultimate comes out. The Drowsy comes onto El Diablo as he's trying to get out. But with the ultimate, with the Riptide, it will not be enough. El Diablo goes down once again. 2 kills already down. But here comes the Renekton. Ultimate popped, and Big Boy Stevo trying to land an ultimate. It will land onto Fantasy. But that is a lot of tools used, but not the unstoppable force, as Lavender gets taken down once again. It is Renekton in a 2v1 on the top side. Cassandra's trying to take him down. The mid laner on the opposite side, Azrael Lazarus, is a very strong Renekton. But they will walk away not only with a kill, but with the Rift Herald as well.
Yeah, and that was just a very sticky situation for Outlaw to kind of fight in. They don't have Corki online, so he can't really do much in poking before the fight. It was a good early roam from Azrael to try and get some early pressure in. But just the team of Force has so many tools to just win those in close engaged spots that are like typically seen in the entrances of River.
Yeah, a little bit of a dance there for Rift Herald, but Quantify Force bring the numbers to be able to secure it. Maybe an idea to actually just let that reset even, but Azrael Lazarus and Styler still trading on this top side. And it's, we've seen this story once before. Azrael Lazarus with a 30 CS lead is going to mean that, she's going to be able to shred through. We do see the Bramble Vest completed, but Renekton is going to be so much more of a threat once again in this game.
Yeah. And, this typically is what we're going to see in this matchup. Ralphite can't really stand to the Renekton early game, especially because, you have the difference between mana versus Fury. Malphite is just going to struggle.
Ash Arrow goes wide as Deadly Fish proves once again he does not miss. Riptide used to be able to root up El Diablo. Actually might be going down already, but the Humble Trespass allows him to take down 1, but 2 go down for the sound of Outlaw Cowboys. Lavender Lana on the run. Every time I mention her name, she's like that. She's dead. And it feels really bad.
You have the caster curse.
I do.
You say something and, things are gonna happen that you do not expect. Which can be a lovely thing sometimes. It adds some variety to the cast as... Yeah, it is just slowly getting worse for Outlaw, trying to look for a fight actually on bot lane. Which is a little shocking given the fact that their bot lane isn't the greatest for that early pressure.
The Ash Arrow missing as well. Not what you want, especially as the Quantify Force bot lane were retreating. Could have been nice to get a bit more damage down, but alas, it is what it is. And yeah, a 1.3k gold lead with 2 dragons. The stacking is going to be so present as we see on the top side Renekton doing a little bit of Mission Impossible. Can Deadly Fish do the same? A little bit of damage down, but Big Boy Stevo, who is the real Big Boy Stevo, that Lilia on your map is an imposter, but with Kane going back, it is going to be 4 minutes until this next dragon, which will be Soul Point for Quantify Force. I keep forgetting their name. Zeko, my mind is going. I'm losing it.
That is the issue with casting sometimes is, you know, you have the words on your mouth, it just doesn't want to come out sometimes.
They're not even on my mouth. They're goddamn. They're still formulating, as we do see a little bit of a trade in the top lane. My feet, I've been like standing and like casting for so long, I'm having to like do like tiptoe, like back and forth, like keep the blood flowing. But fortunately, the voice is
dissertation.
Better. Yeah, but the voice is a lot better. Nazriel Lazarus with that level 10, the Riptide coming up against Lavender Lana. I said her name, and does that mean she's going down? No, it doesn't. So maybe I need to say that Lavender Lana's might go down, and then she doesn't go down.
Exactly. You gotta, you know, it's always going to be the opposite of what you're expecting to have happen. You know,
we see a Rift Herald go down. The ultimate coming here. There's no way Lavender Lana gets a pentakill right now. Oh my god, absolutely no way. Rift Herald charging in. There's not even 5 people here. But you never know. Lavender Lana does get hooked. A little bit of damage was do it, but it doesn't go down actually. Humble Trespass onto Big Boy Stevo, gets a bit more damage down, but El Diablo does not have the healing, but he does have the damage to take down one. Deadly Fish takes down 2. Feathers Fly gets a huge Feathers recall from Zedrex as he cleans up the fight.
you know, that was such a risky fight that actually forced onto them there, but it ends up paying off, I think, a lot. Like, yes, they lose, you know, they lose the gold off of Stevo, and, you know, the support dies, but they get so much lead out of the Xayah.
Oh no, not again! It was so close to being a dive onto that top side, but Azrael Lazarus goes down to this Malphite, and even though he is 50 CS or so ahead, this could, you know, a strong-ish Malphite here is going to be a problem if Azrael cannot demonstrate his lead as convincingly as he had in the past 2 games.
Yeah. You know, this is just kind of like nightmare all around. They're losing top side, they're losing bot side now. I mean, they don't even have bot turrets, so now Xayah and Nautilus can just kind of put their pressure mid, forcing Corki to not be able to be in that lane, really.
But the Crystal Ash arrow coming down, Rupture comes through. Can they get the burst down on Fancy? He does flash away so that the center of that W does not come through. Here's where Corki can maybe shine here. 1 down already. Can the ultimate come through? No, it cannot. The ultimate from Nico does land onto 2 as Fancy goes down once already. Lavender Lana gets killed once again. The curse of the caster's complete, but not as bad as the curse for... Outlaw Cowboys says they get 3 people down.
I do want to actually mention what Cassandra did there was a really big brain. They still have the Malphite TP up, but it was actually the Cassandra TP coming in, and they disguised themselves as Malphite. So you could imagine Outlaw's comms were like, that's Malphite TP.
Oh, as Renekton gets 1 clean kill, how many more can he get? Here comes Renekton, but the Kane is there to follow up as well. Yes, a lovely little disguise there. I didn't pick up on that. Nico able to get that element of surprise and able to get a 2-man ultimate, but with Dragon coming up in 20 seconds, this Corki has timed the package, and 4 people in this bot lane means that they're probably going to want to try and contest for this Dragon.
Yeah. Although, the big thing is they're kind of forced to, you know, kind of do this on spawn because the Corki package is almost 3/4 of the way done. And that can be a little risky with that time limit, but you know, they're going to start it on spawn. I don't think they're going to be able to contest this, not at least reliably,
They do actually give up the gold from the bot lane tower just because they had to have the members there for that dragon push. So a little bit of gold sacrifice, but more importantly, the dragon stacking stopped. But as a consequence, Big Boy Stevo taking the 2nd Rift Herald.
not the most ideal trade, especially when you're trying to stack dragons, because being on that potent third dragon, when your opponent wants to start looking at Baron fights, you can always just sacrifice one Baron to get that, Dragon Soul. You just end up becoming so online, especially, for something like the Malphite, who has so much tools with, armor and whatnot.
El Diablo and Lazarus looking very, positioning very aggressively. Lovely dodge there. Azrael Lazarus going raid boss mode right now. That ultimate on Z-Direct is really actually important there. Had to pop the cleanse there, which is a very important cooldown when you're going against a Renekton and El Diablo as well, looking for a bit of damage, looking for that healing. This Kayn getting more online by the second. I need to stop saying online. I also need to stop, not saying the right team name and stop stuttering, but alas. We also see, once again, the same item that made Fantasy so broken on the Ezreal, this static Shiv build, now on the Corki.
Yeah, and, that makes perfect sense. You have Corki, which is typically a weird champion, the fact that he builds actually, a lot of AP for being a champion that is kind of considered as an ADC mid laner, in a sense of, in like the olden days, you would build normal marksman items on him. Although that's kind of changed since, the new mythics and whatnot made him with Ludens just so viable. And yeah, it's no surprise seeing the static Shiv, because it gets stronger the more AP you build. That's why so many control mages like LeBlanc, Ahri are actually typically building this item now. And overall, it just makes, it just complements him very well. Actually, probably can remove the need for the Ravenous as well.
I dropped my grapes!
Don't do that.
Oh my god, I forget how tall I am. Like, I went down to the floor, picked up a grape, and now I have to, go so far up. It's like, Jesus Christ. Have I ever told you how tall I am?
No, you've never actually.
I'm 6'6".
Dang, yeah, that is pretty tall. I would look like a midget next to you.
There you go. There's more fun facts on this VL stream. I feel like after 6'3", all you're getting is just more back problems, like the taller you go. And I'm definitely feeling that. I'm only in my 20s and I'm already ooh, me back. I'm sounding like my bloody granddad. It's
Naturally, of course, yeah. It could be that we sit, in chairs all day playing League of Legends or TFT.
Nah, definitely not. Definitely not, no. Azrael Lazarus absorbing the 3 people pressure in the top lane. The Baron has spawned. I should let you know, that first game by Quantify Force was so dominant, they were able to take Baron at 25 seconds after Baron had spawned. El Diablo, wow. We've seen him get caught out here once before, going for this. Trying to go for this buff, but we're actually seeing a little bit of a fight. Big boy Stevo has the Umbral Trespass on him. He's trying to heal as much as he can, but he's just getting picked out for nothing. Fighting over a blue buff as a jungler when Baron has spawned. There's a little bit of hesitation here, but yes, Quantify Force start off the Baron.
Yeah, I mean, that's just... I think there's a big miscommunication on where his teammates were, because I don't think there's a world where you actually, try and continue that fight unless you thought your teammates were right behind you. But, or maybe he just overestimated how long he could sustain for it. I've done that before on the Kayn, but they are really making, this Kayn not feel good about his life.
Big boy Stevo with a long range play, and that ultimate comes down, taking down Fantasy. He's trying to scale, but they won't let him. They're actually popping the Rift Herald here now. The wave will come a little bit later. Styler 1 does have... Styler 1. I'm reading goddamn chat. Styler does have the TP as well if he wants. Probably just going to answer the Renekton, but not before Deadly Fish lands one more hook again. A 2-man stun by Cassandra, who has gone so underrated. And in 21 minutes, why are you backing? End the game! Oh, yeah, okay, they're TPing. We see 2 TPs coming from the top lane, but the tower's already down. It is one more tower to go down, and the Renekton is trying their best. Corki is the only one left alive, and for the sake of my voice, Quantify Force finally end a game quickly. Thank you very much. And it is a demolishment in 22 minutes. Quantify Force take the series.
Yeah, that was just a game that was, priorities, just objectives, and just the jungler just prioritizing the right things with the. I was almost like I would say a perfect game of what you could expect out of Stevo.
Yeah, very much the. I can't ask you, who was your player of the game because you only saw one. But I think that very much, like as you said, that very much highlights how much Stevo is just so. It's just an incredible jungler. Can always carry no matter what champion you put him on. I think he was on 3 different champions this game, and he just delivered at every single one. So yeah, hats off to him.
Yeah, I mean, it takes a lot to be able to have such an impact that Stevo has with all of you saw like the 3 main bands were like, I believe it was Zach, it was also like Jarvan. I don't remember what the third one, Maokai maybe? I don't remember the 3 bands off the top of my head.
Yeah, it was Amumu, Jarvan, Zach.
Amumu. So those are such big impact junglers. And just ripping them away from Stevo, he's still able to take in, the Lilia, able to continue, have that pressure, have so much kind of priority into making sure this Kayn isn't able to get, his stacks. And it was just, Stevo just called wherever Diablo was, and Diablo couldn't farm, he couldn't actually play the game.
Yeah. Anyway, folks, we will be back in just a sec because we will be getting that interview lined up. We also might have another interviewer coming in. Crinzy, get your ass in this fucking chat right now. And after that, also anyone from Quantify Force, you are more than welcome to come and hop into the waiting room that's currently on Valve League. Thank you also everyone else for not coming in and just like trolling us, except from Crinzy. And yeah, we will see you in a bit for the post-game interview.
All right, they said they want staged for the channel.
They can hear you, by the way.
Oh,
they can hear me as well.
Oh, I thought you muted.
No, well, I can mute myself.
Alright, sounds good. I know.
Yeah, you said be welcome to us to join. Alright. I'll try to mute if I cough.
Imagine not having push to talk.
Forget this break, guys. We're back. You can hear them all anyway. It was done. We have a whole 4 members of Quantify here. We have Big Boy Stevo. We have Zrex on ADC. Iced, who was Lisandra, the support.
No, the Cassandra.
Mid laner.
Oh, the mid laner, and oh no, we just have the whole team in here. We have 6 of them even. That's brilliant. So, first question is going to be directed at you, Big Boy Stevo. We have given you the player of the game for going so strong in those 3 games. Almost went deathless before that throw in game 2 a little bit. Tell me your thoughts about the game overall.
Honestly, there's a bit of stops in the other game. They tried some spicy with the Kayn, obviously, but there was a lot of trying to make stuff happen, and it kind of didn't work a lot of the times. Obviously, they come back with the Shiv abuse in the second game, honestly.
Yeah, talk to me about that second game. Let's go to Zrex because you had that game as well. You were feeling comfortable. You were like 8k ahead on the gold lead, and then you backed in their faces, and then you died, and that gave them a 5k turnaround, and they were just able to just snowball. What was happening in the comms? Describe to us that game too.
I feel like we were over comfortable in that game. Like honestly, we were chilling, just having some fun in the fucking calm. But apparently we were showed that we shouldn't take it be over comfortable with the game, no matter how far we are ahead. So I guess it's good that we lost that game to make it a lesson that we just focus on the game.
Yeah, no worries. By the way, Zeku, you're also able to ask questions. We will also be taking questions from chat. As It's Forks, here's a little comment from It's Forks. See if we can get some of your reactions. Tell them we gave OC a win to help them qualify above Mayhem. Your thoughts?
We plead the fifth.
You're not American. You can't say that.
Yes.
But yeah, we will be taking your questions. So for the 24 of you in here, please let us know. But we also, one thing I was saying to myself when I was casting you guys is the Ivan that we saw banned against you when you were playing against Mystics. We thought it could have been a good flex. You didn't bring it out today, even though it wasn't banned. Is that just something that Mystics just got off about your draft, or why did we maybe not see that Ivan today?
I think Luke can take this question.
Oh yeah, I mean the best part about Ivan is that you can just put it in so many different spots. But now our mid laner is just playing Nico every game because it's really broken, so we can't flex it mid anymore. Our top laner doesn't really play it, and recently we just have been having a lot more success playing engage support, so
Yeah,
I guess you won't be seeing it anytime soon.
That Nico always went to the mid lane as well. I'm Big Boy Saber. I think I know you do play that Nico. But why was it... I mean, obviously it worked out, but is it just generally the strategy of going Big Boy Stevo, usually not playing that Nico? Or what was the thought process about giving that always to mid?
I think it's obviously just too broken of a mid laner. There's nothing really beats it in lane. You always get push, and compared to the jungle, it's not as good in the jungle. So you might as well just put it in mid lane.
Or support.
Or support,
Not
yeah.
support.
No.
A little bit of rift there. We do have one question from Forks again. Asks Stevo if he had to read the Belveth skills after he loaded in. Is this true? Can you confirm or deny?
Well, I've been learning from Forks. He's played a lot of Belveth recently, so I had to look at his matches to see what he built. So that's what I kind of used. I see he was popping off of it. So
Luke, you're in the call. Don't ask things in chat. You're in the call. You can't. He's okay. So this Quantify. There's this guy called Luke Biongo asks Steve how much he benches. Are you a bench press guy? What's your bench, Stevo?
I haven't bench pressed in a while, but I would say probably roughly 90 to 100 kg.
Lies. He can bench.
I work in construction. I have to be.
He can bench 2 tons at least.
Oh yeah. Two.
Is it hard
He
here?
can bench 4 teammates every game.
Quantify, force your way into my bet. No, it doesn't work. I guess my last question is: you've still now gone undefeated in this bracket. You're very safe when it comes to getting into single elimination. Is there any team? How are you feeling in terms of, because now you've got to be thinking about maybe winning the whole thing, especially as you beat the former favorites, Frostbite Mystics. How confident, maybe as a percentage, I'll throw this over to Stevo, Luke, Iced, if you want to come in here as well, because I know you haven't spoken yet. How confident are you feeling about that? Are you feeling Mystics maybe are a bit weaker? What's your thoughts about the title?
I mean, what's the point of losing? So why would we?
I do.
Well, I think the only team that could beat us is ourselves. Like we've seen Game 2, where we run it down.
Do you think that's more likely against a team like Mystics or maybe Grace like Ruby, or are you really not? Are you feeling like you're comfortably above the rest? Is what I'm trying to ask.
I think against better teams, when we're like a bit more challenged in the early game, we tend to pay more attention to what we're doing and not run it down. So that should be pretty safe.
I've also heard Wednesday they are nerfing Shiv.
The nerfing Shiv. Well, there you go. Don't even need to worry about that anymore. Anyway, thank you to the 6 of you for joining this interview. Honestly, it's a new experience, but it's been a fun one. Congrats on the win for all of you. Congrats to Big Boy Stevo. In my eyes, the out-and-out winner of MVP for this game. But we'll have to wait for that.
I do have one more question.
Oh,
actually.
please go ahead.
This one is actually directed towards Stevo. So I am actually curious when you plan on retiring League and starting your own COD team.
COD's a dead game, honestly.
True.
I did try playing Among Us between game 1 and game 2, but I got voted out instantly.
I saw that. I saw that in the chat. You linked it.
Instantly got voted out. There wasn't even discussing. There wasn't even talking. I just got voted out. I don't understand.
Were you the color red? Was that why?
I killed someone, but
anyway,
that might have done it.
Thank you guys. It has been very helpful. It's been amazing having you all here. Thanks for giving us a good game, 3-game series. But yeah, congrats on the win, and yeah, just keep going from strength to strength, guys.
Thank you.
Oh, one more thing. Is there anything anyone wants to say? We always give the people we interview, even though there are 6 of you, the floor to say anything. If you want, to mention some people, promote something, the floor is yours.
yeah, shout out the Quantify Cup. I heard there's some really good admins running that. And I heard there's going to be some really good casters as well.
Yeah, I heard. Wow.
I heard the moderator is really sexy.
Yeah, true.
Shout out to Shipex, even though he doesn't really show up recently to coach the team.
Yeah.
All right, yeah. Quantify Cup will be coming soon. Another event. Obviously, I'm not going to promote it too much on VL, but yes, it is something you should look out for as well. But yeah, thank you very much, guys. And yeah, see you next week.
Oh, shout out Mr. Diabetic, true fan, 101. Yo.
Rock solid.
Rock solid. All right. Thanks, guys.
See you later.
Later. Goodbye.
6 people, having to wait for 6 people to leave the goddamn call.
Yeah.
And once again, I also have to give a big thanks to you, Zeko, for saving my voice, giving me the passion and the drive to cast this final game. Thank you so much, man.
No problem, man.
Is there anything you'd like to say, comment on? What you got to say?
All I have to say is to Crinzy, I am the captain now.
Well, yeah, you heard it here first. We have a little bit of a challenge for the Mayhem Cat. I'm so done. I have to end this stream. Anyway, thank you so much. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. Watch Crinzy go absolutely mayhem in the chat. Hell yeah. And yeah, thank you so much, guys. Have a good one.